Alrighty. I have the hooks in place.
Sweet.
Can you guys hear me? I had to switch from voice to push to.
We can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. All right. Does anybody need to do anything before we start covering some stuff?
Nope.
No, I think I should be good.
And Sydney, your sound's working good?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so first I want to go over some things to cover, then we'll talk about
How do I turn down the volume of this?
Oh, yeah, so there should be a little volume slider on the online player. Just drag it.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll go over some high level things, what to expect and things like that first, and then we'll cover some house rules. And then if there's no questions or whatever, we'll dig right in.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so first, Curse of Strahd is Gothic Horror. So there's going to be a lot of very disturbing, very evil, bad, nasty things. This will be like rated R, type stuff. If you guys need me to tone it down, let me know, because I want to make sure that I'm not overdoing it. I want everybody to have fun.
If you tone down your tone, that'd be great. I'm just kidding.
The next thing, along with the Gothic Horror theme, it makes Curse of Strahd kind of an interesting campaign, because like Tomb of Annihilation is an example. It's all about that grueling adventure, the sense of having to really work for anything you want to sell. Like everything takes time to travel, whatnot. There's like this sense of exhaustion and whatnot. In Curse of Strahd, it's interesting because the environmental challenge is psychological as opposed to physical environment. And so you're going to be constantly faced with a sense of like despair and insurmountable odds. That is the intended ambiance. And so just want to preemptively set that, because there are mechanics in the game that will be very atypical for a D&D setting. You will encounter Strahd constantly throughout the campaign. It will be pretty common that you will run into him. And as he, as things evolve, it might increase and whatnot. So I just want to make sure that nobody mistakes the motivation behind that encounter, because Strahd will beat you. And I'm not trying to give you spoilers, but I just need to set the expectation. Strahd will regularly beat you guys to a bloody pulp, render all of you to 0 hit points, and then walk away and leave your bodies in the road. Okay? And I tell you this not to give you spoilers, but because I don't want you guys to get the idea that the fights are safe and that I'm going to protect you and that we can be a little silly or whatever. That is just a mechanic that's executed to try and keep that like Strahd is a big bad dude. Any questions on this so far?
No, I'm good.
And I hate that in games. Get all beat up, got all the potions, you spend like 3 hours trying to beat the boss. Go to the guy and it's like, you can't beat the boss. You're like, frig.
Yep. And that's the thing, is like there's nothing saying that he won't actually kill you. So, retreat is something to genuinely consider and like all that kind of stuff. So never assume that you're going, this is the point, is like, don't assume that you're going to survive.
When it comes to those mechanics, like when it's like, actually, if you fight him, it's going to be a lose mechanic sort of thing, maybe give us a hint or something so that when we do get stronger and we can actually take him, we don't have that hint. That means, okay, maybe we have a chance. It's just that...
Yep. There is a different mechanic in the game that you guys will be pursuing, that once you've achieved that's when you know that you're ready. So 100%, that's baked in. You guys will know anything before that, you're not ready.
So we're going to acquire some sort of item or knowledge of some sort that will allow us to be able to beat Strahd, then, is kind of what you're saying. Right. From a, like, I guess, player point of view. Until then, like, we're pretty much fucked against them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
We can.
Okay.
So basically, don't be a hero is what he's saying.
Okay.
Be a hero, but be willing to, know that Strahd maybe he'll kill you, maybe he'll leave you. It just depends on what his mood is. So
Be aware, you'll be traveling with the Paladin of Glory. So
Give him a cupcake.
you might have to drag him.
Everyone likes cupcakes.
throw some at him. We'll see what he goes. Maybe sprinkle him with a little bit of dried blood. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to hit on is a mechanic. As I was looking at everyone's characters, I noticed that we're pretty much evenly split between half the group is leveling their perception and half the group is leveling their investigation. There's nothing wrong with that. But I want to make sure, because those two skills are probably the most common skills to have crossover and misunderstandings on, one person's expecting it to work this way, another person's expecting it to work that way. They're kind of renowned for that. So I just want to make sure that everybody's on the same page as to how perception and investigation will work in this campaign.
Okay.
So perception, general awareness. You're spotting ambushes. You're walking to a room. You're looking for hidden doors, things like that. Perception. You're tasting poisons. You're smelling stinky farts, like whatever. That's all perception, of course. Okay, pretty straightforward. Investigation is more of an analytical function. So as you're trying to look at this corpse and figure out what killed it, that's investigation. As you're pouring over a bunch of documents and scrolls or books or whatever, looking for some dungeon or looking for the recipe for some alchemical thing you're trying to put together, that's investigation. The crossover will be specifically to finding hidden rooms, finding traps, that kind of thing is where we'll have crossover. The difference really is target. If you are targeting, saying I'm looking for hidden doors in this room, that's an investigation check. If you're just saying I want to search the room, that's a perception check. Any questions?
I think that's pretty straightforward. That's very close to how I typically do it. If you want to, say, oh, well, I want to search the room. It's like, okay, you see a table with a book on there. Okay, that's perception. What does the book say? I usually rule that as an investigation, as you're finding out more in-depth information rather than just what you can physically or audibly observe. And I think that's pretty much what you're saying. Yep. Okay. So I think we're on the same page with that then.
Okay. Everybody's on the same page?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. The last thing, and then we'll get into house rules, is I like to try and encourage you guys to role play even in combat. So if there's some kind of flair that you kind of continue to present your character and whatnot, that is something that will be rewarded. If you're consistent with it, that's something I will reward with inspiration fairly regularly. Okay. So that's going to be an easy way for you to get inspiration.
And possibly the only way.
It is not the only way. You have a bard in the group.
Oh no.
Sure.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That means we're gonna have lots of incidences at the bar. I hope someone has a lot of money.
Yep.
I've seen TikTok. Okay. What the funniest ones is, so you're half chicken, half human. How did that happen? Well, my dad was a bard.
Okay. So house rules. I only have 2 that I'm considering right now. Maybe collectively we'll add some more. But right now, the most important one is that remove curse the spell.
Donkey's a bard. Oh my god. Donkey's a bard.
Donkeys apart. Remove curse. I have no idea.
I'm sorry. I just realized that now.
Yeah.
Oh.
So remove curse does not exist in this game. So if you have that spell or you were planning on getting that spell, it doesn't exist.
Oh, I think I have that spell.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it has been removed because, as you can tell from the name, curses are very prevalent, and remove curse is too overpowered in this campaign. So that is gone.
Okay.
So just go ahead and update your character if you need to. And then we are going to use the optional flanking rules in combat. So
Okay.
What do you mean by optional flanking rules?
flanking in 5e, flanking is not it's not rules as written. It's an option that you have to add to your settings.
So if you're on opposite sides, I go right here and another player is right here, there would be advantage on Owen.
Right. So in 5e, it's like things that have flanking have things like pack tactics and stuff. It's an actual ability to be able to flank. House rules in 5e is giving you the option to flank just without using anything because they took out that mechanic.
Gotcha.
That should just give you guys a little more. I figure with
Better chance.
multiple people in the group are melee, so figure to give you guys more power. Okay, but that's it. That's all there is to cover. Any questions, thoughts, concerns, etc. before we begin?
I do have a question. So I'm going into brewery, right? So there's no actual levels or skills for anything for that. So how are we playing with those type of skills? Like, are we? Yeah,
Like brewery?
yeah.
I think
Sorry. So for instance, some campaigns I was reading up, they give their players certain. If you gather this material, you can make these certain items, or you can talk to the bartenders and learn certain drinks. So how are we playing that in this campaign?
so you're welcome to talk to people and ask questions and whatnot. What I would say, again, without giving too many spoilers, is I don't know that skills like brewery are going to have much to benefit in this campaign.
Okay.
Barovia is fairly small. You can cross the entirety of it in a single day and still have time to spare. It's not a super big area.
Okay.
It's not plentiful with stuff. It's pretty desolate and kind of sucky, and so everyone's poor and like just drab and dreary and sad, and so like it's
So it's Dark Souls.
yes. So you're welcome to ask like in the moment, like, hey, I want to do this thing, and we'll just figure it out as we go. But I just don't think it's going to have. You're probably not going to experience too much gain with those kinds of skills.
Okay, so I guess I should go more towards fixing what we're wearing, like leather tools and stuff like that.
Yeah, that would be extraordinarily useful.
Okay.
Hey, any other questions?
No, I think I'm good.
I think I'm pretty good.
All right, then we'll go ahead and do this. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to go through everybody's hooks. I think I've told everyone, most of you, if not everyone, about how the hooks will work. But just to recap, nobody knows each other. Everybody's in different parts of the world, and we're just going to run through you guys each one at a time, and all of you will be brought to Barovia. And so we're just a couple minute, quick, fast hooks for everybody. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, so first, you guys are in what you guys see is we're in a lush green forest, and we're at a clearing that's filled with vibrantly colored flowers. And sitting on a log about 10 feet away from the edge of the forest sits a small halfling. Kiki, describe yourself.
Kiki is a small halfling gnome. She is a druid. She kind of has white sort of dreadlocks, about medium skin. She looks pretty intelligent. She likes the forest, obviously.
So in the background, you hear birds chirping, running water in the distance, the familiar pops and cracks of the campfire that she's sitting before. The sweet aroma of roasted mutton graces you, and you hear a lovely soprano voice begin to hum a soothing lullaby. Gathering around the camp are all manner of creatures. Each seems friendly to the woman and quite content being near each other. And you hear a deep, earthy voice say, "That's a lovely singing voice."
Thank you.
And smells really good.
I know it does.
I don't think I've ever had mutton.
I don't think you have either.
Would you mind leaving me some before you go?
You know I will.
Some time passes and the woman awakens to a familiar voice. Well, that's strange, says that deep, earthy voice. We don't usually get mist around here. And Kiki, you wake up to the voice saying these things.
What is that?
It's all around. You were kind of sleeping in front of your campfire, and all around there's this thick rolling mist that's just kind of advancing towards you on all sides. There's something about it that doesn't quite look natural.
I'm gonna kind of smell toward it. Are there any odd scents or anything coming from it?
Nope. But as it continues to advance towards you, you're getting this increased sense of impending doom.
Well, that doesn't look very good. I'm going to gather my things and get out of here.
So as you're gathering your things, just in the nick of time, the mist completely envelops you. And that's where we'll end for you. So now you guys, where we're at is you see a small hovel located in the opening of a different lush forest. The trees here are a bit more gnarled and a little bit shorter. Inside a home, you see a small gnome. Antonio, describe yourself.
I am a male rock gnome. I'm about 3'8", 4 feet tall. I have dark hair. My skin is fairly charred and covered with ash, as I do forge a lot of equipment and armor and weapons and whatnot. And I think that's about it for my character description.
So you see this gnome sitting on a stool near a burning hot forge with sweat dripping down his dirt-covered face. And on the wall behind the gnome is a plaque that reads, Antonio Stink. And underneath it is an empty pair of quotes, clearly indicating some kind of nickname or title is missing. Across the forge are some very busy-looking workbenches with tools strewn about amongst a collection of plates and half-eaten food and on most of them. The gnome reaches aimlessly behind. Well, you're not quite sure what he's reaching for. Is it the food? Is it the hammer?
Yeah.
It was the food. It was the food.
Yeah.
He grabs a sandwich mindlessly, never taking
Yeah.
his gaze away from the blueprints of, well, you're not quite sure what, but something that looks very impressive.
Yeah.
And next to the gnome rests a small mechanical dog. It is easily the most ornate object in the room. It barks. Play. A strange mechanical voice arises from a nearby speaker. Bark, bark. Play, catch. And it looks to the gnome, eagerly awaiting a reply.
Okay. I'm going to kind of look down at him and for a brief second look down and kind of give him a kind of slight pet behind the ear and rub the top of his head.
You see his leg his little mechanical leg starts going pitter patter,
Yeah.
and he's just so excited. And he runs over and he grabs a nearby ball and he brings it back. Play.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to kind of, as I'm still put my eyes back onto my work and that, I'm going to kind of feel around for the ball. And once I feel it, I'm going to grab it. And
I totally
just
missed
kind of
that.
throw it right over my shoulder, not really looking exactly where I'm throwing it.
Okay. So you throw it and the dog goes and he grabs it and he comes back. Play.
Okay. I will feel for the ball again and throw it for him again.
So you guys do this a few times and you kind of engage, and at some point I imagine you probably become a little more occupied in your work, right?
Yes.
Hydrate.
But as the moments pass, we notice a steady stream of mist pouring down into the room from a nearby hallway, and the mechanical dog immediately notices and barks. Master, master, and it looks to the gnome longingly.
I will kind of see what he's looking for, and as I do see the um, this fog or mist coming in, I am going to kind of furiously search around there to see if there was a spark or coal that fell out and starting a fire or something like that. And would I see anything that could have potentially started started a fire?
Yeah, so you go over and you take a look, and everything appears to be in order. And strangely, like even as you're kind of looking around the forge, and especially the mist actually starts. And again, it doesn't even make sense, but it actually starts to come out of the forge.
Okay. As I kind of see this, and kind of as I'm not too sure exactly what's going on, and that I am gonna kind of grab my ready bag and that, and my mace, and kind of and pack up my drawings that I was working on, and would I have like a window or something I could crawl out of if it's coming down the hall?
So by the time you finish grabbing all your stuff, you're looking around the room, and it is filling the room like an enormous pool of water.
Yeah.
And you kind of look over to the window that you just commented on, and you see the mist is just pressing against the window and even ever so slightly pouring in through the sides.
Okay. I kind of not sure what to expect. I am gonna kind of get my put my bag over my shoulder and ready for whatever's coming.
So moments later, you see the mist completely envelops the gnome, and that's where we'll leave that. So another scene, we're in the desert of Kalimshan at the city of Kalimport. The sun is bearing down with striking heat, and the air is still. We see a grand coliseum that can only be the infamous Arena of Blood. The stands are filled with men, women, and children of dozens of races. The crowd is erupting in cheer and excitement, for a mighty elven gladiator has just struck the final blow against their half-orc opponent. In the center of the arena stands the victor, holding high the severed head of their opponent.
God.
Owen, describe yourself.
Yay!
Okay. So Owen is a summer Eladrin, so has very gold tinted skin, hair, and eyes. Stands very kind of tall and almost prim and proper. On his forehead, he has a tattoo that looks like a crescent moon with an 8-pointed star in the center of it. Wearing kind of gladiator-looking armor, kind of that breastplate with a little bit of chainmail underneath the segmented armor, holding a round parma with the same crescent moon with the 8-pointed star imprinted on it, and kind of with a bloodied flail maybe lying at his feet.
Nice. So from the crowds you hear Owen, 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 and they're just cheering, and confetti is pouring from the adoring crowds, and a goblin in a top hat declares the elf has won. And after the cheering abates and the crowd disperses, we follow this elven gladiator to a locker room below the arena. The room is vacant, with the exception of 2 middle-aged humans serving as retainers and a young elven squire who eagerly presses his master about the fight. Oh man, what a great fight, master! You sure were amazing, Owen. Do you think the next fight I could join you?
We'll see.
I've been practicing. I've done everything you've said, and I am ready to go. You are so good.
Owen will kind of pat him. Says, mayhap you'll have your chance to prove yourself.
I sure hope so. One day
Mayhap.
I want to be just like you, Owen. And with that, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, he says, in time you will.
And at that point, you say that the middle-aged man that was with, he's like, "All right, son, come on, let's go this way." And he kind of finishes packing up with his wife, and they pick up the stuff, and they're gathering your things, and they say, "Sir, we will meet you back at the inn, and make ready all of the arrangements. Is there anything you need from us before we go?"
Yes. Make sure my armor is polished and the dent's taken out. I'm sure I want to look my best when I sign autographs.
Absolutely,
God.
sir. Absolutely. And with that, they scurry out, and off they go. And as you kind of finish settling, tidying things up or whatever, you get this. You don't see anything, but you just kind of get this sense of impending doom. And you're just standing in this locker room all alone. There's no one around you.
Okay, yeah, Owen will kind of look about, kind of maybe call out, like, is anybody there?
And there's absolute silence. And it doesn't take long before you see the thick rolling mist coming around the corner. Very obviously, very unnatural for it to be indoors. There's no reason, and you're in a desert. Like, this is super strange.
Yeah. So Owen will kind of start backing up away from the fog and see if there's like any weapons there that, he might protect himself. He knows some trickery is afoot.
Okay. And for you, the mist, instead of just continuing to roll creepily forward, it like suddenly speeds up and it just envelops you. And then we will cut there. Okay. So now we're in a location where it's dusk, and you're at a port by the sea. The waves crash against the old wood docks, and the scent of salt and fish assail your nostrils. The docks lead to a road, and on the left is a modest tavern, with the lamp lights lit.
Okay.
Inside, we see a crowd gathering around a man in the center of the room. Techno, describe yourself.
You see, him turned away from most of the crowd, silver hair. But when he turns finally to face them, you're shocked to find out he's actually a lot younger. A human male with silver hair, but looks like he's only barely in his 20s. He's tuning his lute and getting ready to sing a song to everyone. He introduces himself as the Bard, and he starts singing of heroes of old.
And at the conclusion of the song, everyone starts clapping, and they're clearly enjoying it. Encore, encore! Some call out, more, and they're throwing coin at him.
Perhaps later. I think I'll find myself a drink first.
Leaving so soon, Bard? A gruff man asks. And it is late. Like, it's really late.
You say so soon, but my fans only can adore so much.
I don't know. I'm quite the fan, and I could go on forever. I hardly notice the time anymore. When will you return?
Well, I make my rounds, perhaps within a 10-day or so.
Well, I will eagerly await your return. You are much loved here. And he'll toss him a gold coin.
Much obliged.
Okay, so as the Bard leaves the premises and walks down the road that leads outside, we see the thick mist accumulating in the distance, and it's moving quickly towards him against the wind.
Strange things are afoot. Normally walking, he'll play his lute. He puts it behind his back and draws his short bow.
Okay. And it pretty quickly comes and envelops the Bard, and we'll cut there. Okay. So last but not least, we see a scene where it's a beautiful summer morning. We find ourselves on this large, gorgeous farm. The horses are running in a field in the distance. The pigs and chickens are fighting for a position in the front of a trough as a woman pours fresh slop. This woman walks away, heading toward a nearby barn where another woman is milking cows. Rose, describe yourself.
So my character wears a thick garment, almost like a robe. It's white and black. I wear a helm over my head that's shaped almost like a skull, and I wear a thin bandana around my eyes so you cannot see them. And there are also almost like two bone-like features coming out of the top that looks almost like rabbit ears. I am milking cows, but I grumble and I complain as I look down at a couple of jewels that laid on my feet, licking my lips, but then looking back at the cow, growling. I can't believe I am eating this. I can't believe I am doing that. It's a stupid, stupid man.
I understand, Rose. The pigs are. I just fed the pigs, but the chickens are being obnoxious again. Do you want me to separate them?
I turn around and look at the person. I just little growls like, yes, the stupid animals. Separate them quickly before they cause more issues.
Very well, I will indeed. And is there something I can do for you, Rose? You work so hard here. Is there? Do you want me to do your chores for you as well? Perhaps you could take a break.
I look back at the cow as I continue milking it, and I was like, no, I'm almost done. I don't mean to take my frustration on you, stupid man, of all days. The anniversary. A low, very low growl almost comes from me.
Very well. Well, I won't keep you from your chores. And the woman turns to go continue to wrestle with the chickens. And strangely, all of us, we can see that thick rolling mist heading towards the farm from every side. But the sun continues to shine brightly. There's not a cloud in the sky. A few moments later, Rose, you notice the mist rolling into your farmland. What does she do?
I look at the mist while holding the pail, and I smack my head. It's like, that stupid man is doing something again. First this, now the mist. I walk into the farm, more like stomping my feet. I'm like, okay, everyone, just stop what you're doing. I need your help. There's a spell being cast by that stupid man. I end up putting down the milk on the table. I grab a couple of my weapons. Let's go. Let's scare this stupid man off because he's practicing something. I'm absolutely frustrated as I stomp out of the barn house back outside.
Perfect. So as you turn, like you've grabbed your weapons, you turn, you start walking out, and the mist just envelops you as quickly as you pace towards it. So now, for everybody, what all of you see is all of you are in. You're in this mist that you just cannot see. It is solid white. Around you are these dead, gnarled trees, and the mist actually slowly begins to subside and recede behind you. And looking across a small opening, you see everyone that you just described. All of you have arrived at this location at the same time. What do you do? And it's like you're standing in like a clearing. Just so
I'm seething at this point as I look around at everyone, and I'm just like, I am deeply sorry. I am so sorry that this has happened to all of you. I guarantee I know why this is happening. I am so sorry. Hopefully we can find him and get you all back where you belong. My barn is only a couple of paces from here. I'm sure we can find it.
Barn?
Yes, I turn and I point behind me. It's like, it's just there. We just can't see it, but I'm telling you, my barn is right there.
I was at a port in Baldur's Gate.
That's not possible.
I just
Forest?
finished a show.
So you just finished a show. You came from a play. What is going on here?
He's like, I don't know. I I was in my workshop. Like, where's my workshop? And what's this about a barn?
So
My tree.
I'm sorry. I turn around to see where that other voice is coming from.
Yeah. You would probably see Antonio standing there, still much holding his mace ready to strike.
I end up pointing my weapon at you since you're holding a mace.
Okay.
Why are you trying to attack me in my land?
And he's like, why are you, holding a weapon, when I was standing in my workshop mere moments ago?
These aren't my trees.
Oh,
So I turn around to look at the gnome and then to look at the. Who is the other one? It was a gnome and a
I'm a half-
halfling.
hobbit. I do apologize. So I turn to look at you and I'm like, what do you mean, not your trees? We're in a field of cows and pigs, which I cannot hear anymore.
I was just in my forest. These aren't my trees. This weird mist swallowed me. Oh no, not again.
Wait, did you meet a wizard?
No, is this real? Somebody pinch me. Is this real? And she'll kind of pace nervously.
Owen will pinch her.
Okay.
Ow!
You have
me.
to, right?
So how about we do this first? How about we go back and see if we can find a way out of this mist? If my barn or your workshop is behind us. We have to. We'll just go. Let's just walk. There's no point in standing here. Is anyone going to contest me, or are you guys? Oh, anyways, regardless of what the group's gonna do, I'm gonna start walking.
I will maybe agree with her, and I will go with you if you do kind of put your weapon away and we kind of work together on this.
No, but you can come with.
Okay. Right. I will kind of lower my mace, but still keep it in hand.
Is anybody else going with them, or is it just the two?
I'll fall behind.
Yeah.
Okay, Kiki.
I'm panicking a little bit, so I'm just gonna try to breathe deeply a couple times, and then I'll gather myself, and then I'll reluctantly kind of follow.
Yeah.
Okay.
When Owen sees that everyone's kind of moving on, he'll kind of follow as well, keeping an eye on the poor, hyperventilating short one.
Yeah.
To be clear, everybody, you already.
Sorry, you broke up.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
Oh no. We're moving into the mist,
You
correct?
we can't hear you at all.
Can't hear me at all?
It
You might have
keeps
to-
cutting in and out.
Better now.
You might have to leave and come back.
Okay. Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. So as everybody's going back into the mist, right? That's the plan?
Wait. So we're not surrounded by mist. There's that we can actually see ahead of us.
For the most part, let's almost entirely around you you are almost entirely encompassed by mist. Off to, depending where you're at, off to the north, or excuse me, off to the west
Yeah.
is there is no mist, and it's just a road that goes that way.
Okay. So is it okay if I correct myself? I didn't quite understand that, and say I go towards the road.
That's fine.
Okay. So that's where I'm gonna head. I'm gonna head towards there to see where my barn is, to see where the cows are.
Take you very long as you walk down a little bit. It does not take you very long to realize at all that this is not where you were. This is a completely, you've never seen this place before. The trees are gnarled and dead. They are small and weak and frail. There are black pools of water, like just little puddles on the side of this dirt road. And there is this fog that seems to be everywhere. Thinner, obviously, in the direction that you're going along this road. But the clouds, you can't see the sky. You look up, and the sky is completely covered in clouds.
Yeah.
Like overcast.
Yeah. Do you continue to press on, or what do you do?
I don't think we
I
can
would,
stay here. We got to go somewhere.
I think we should maybe find somewhere to a tavern or some sort of lodging where we can sit down and try and figure out what just happened. Because this doesn't look like where my workshop is or where I was, and from what I get, from what I understand of Baldur's Gate, this is clearly not the surrounding areas.
No. Well, roads lead to civilization usually, so that's probably our best
Not
bet.
necessarily.
Okay. So you guys are following the road.
Yeah, I'm going to start walking along.
Okay.
Okay. So as you guys are...
Out of the group here, can any one of you, who's the tallest out of us, maybe climb one of these dead trees? Get a better perspective from down here? You're an elf, you can see far, can't you? Why don't you climb up there and tell us what you see?
Climbing trees? It's not something I do.
Clearly.
Very well, I'll take care of it. And I start finding the nearest tree and climbing it.
So you climb up, and you're actually able to see quite a bit, actually. I mean, there's a thick fog all over the place. You guys are over here. Actually, you guys can see this map, right?
Yes.
It's loading in.
Okay.
There we go.
That's a really cool map.
So you guys over here on the right side?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So this over here, this is where you guys are at presently. Okay. You guys came in here, and what you can see is it's mostly trees. Again, lots of fog. It's pretty well, the fog cover is pretty intense. So you're not going to see much past this this tree line over here. Like, you're pretty much. Actually, I probably should get a different color than brown. Let's go with red. This, like, you'd probably see to about here.
Okay.
Okay. So about that far, but you guys are over here on the right.
Well, it seems the road continues on, but I can't see much farther right now. Just more forest and road.
To the Hobbit. You said that you came from a forest, correct?
I did. It wasn't this one.
Is there anything at all you might recognize? Maybe not the trees, but anything at all?
No, but that gives me an idea. Give me a second. And then she'll walk over to the one of the trees, and then she'll start speaking some language you guys don't understand. Unless you guys can speak Halfling, can any of you? Or
Nope.
Druidic?
Nope.
Yeah, you just hear kind of gibberish, but she'll say, at least Jason, you'll understand. She's saying, "Hello there. Where the hell are we?"
So we just see her speaking gibberish to a tree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, so nobody hears anything in reply, obviously.
I don't hear anything either.
No, you do not.
So she'll turn around. They're not big conversationalists here, so I don't know.
That's okay. Thank you for trying. And I pat your head. So from your perspective, I know you said you couldn't see much, but could you at least see where the road led to?
It does make a little bit of a turn, but beyond that, it's nothing but fog.
Okay. So, I guess we can head that way. But I guess as long as we're walking, if you guys choose to, how about we introduce ourselves?
Very well, I am the Bard. You might have heard of me.
Oh dear. I've heard of birds.
Can't say I have. Sorry.
I don't think I've heard of you either. Could I make a history check to see if I would have heard of heard of him in passing, or anyone referred to as the Bard?
Sure, go ahead. You hear with that roll, you think that you've heard about a couple of famous bards that had a kid, and you're not sure who's who or whatever, but something like that.
So might have heard something, but nothing definitive then.
It's pretty vague. Like you're like a couple really famous bards. I'm not sure if these are the ones. They had a kid who was also becoming a bard. You're not sure if that's the right person, but that's what
Okay.
you would recall.
Okay. Okay, I'll maybe just keep that to myself right now, and maybe see if there's anything that for future develops in the future for information. But
A bard, you say? Then I'd not be surprised if you have a song or two singing my praises. Surely you've heard of Owen, the famous gladiator.
I'm sure I've heard your tale once or twice. Not really something sung in Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate, is that a game?
It's a
Yeah,
game,
it's
but
a
it's
game.
also a city in Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, I learned something new today. Such a good game.
Baldur's Gate? That's not too far away from Loudwater, where I got my start.
And maybe that's where I've heard your tale in passing.
Surely some of you amongst us has heard of me.
I
Maybe seen some
live
of
in
my
a
shows.
farm.
Most definitely not. Sorry.
the name Owen doesn't sound familiar. But you do have some nice armor that I might be able to help you with in the future. It's like, as I am a artificer, the name is Antonio Stank, and I kind of on my tippy toes stretch, reach up to shake his hand.
Yeah, Owen will take it, give it a nice tight squeeze.
Toy.
Yeah.
Stank, you say?
Yes.
that-
Yes.
Is that your surname?
Yes. It's like, why? Why ask?
No reason in particular. I just haven't really heard that family name.
It's not that common, but it is a name nonetheless. Most of my friends just call me Antonio.
Yes, well, a name is everything, and with that, and he'll kind of turn to everyone else, and yours?
You can refer to me as Rose. I'm just a farmer. A very simple farmer.
My name's Kiki. Just call me Kiki.
So I finally decide to put away my weapon, since the lot seems decent people.
I will put away mine as well too.
I'll pull out my lute and just start strumming.
Okay.
And are you guys continuing? I'm assuming you guys didn't really stop, other than the tree. You guys are continuing down the path, just walking.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So about this time, you guys actually come upon a scene. Kiki, off in the distance, you notice nobody else has seen it yet, but Kiki, you notice off in the distance there is a small figure laying down on the side of the road.
There's something in the road ahead. Do you guys see that?
I'll start looking to where she's pointing.
And sure enough, as she points it out and draws attention to it, you guys do see it, and you get just a hint of decaying flesh assails your nose.
Ew! Do you guys smell that?
I'm gonna say it's like, sorry, I haven't showered or bathed in a couple of days.
I must apologize as well. I just got finished up with a match before getting here, so I probably don't smell the best either.
I've no excuse.
I'm covered in cow manure, so
I probably reek of booze.
So are you guys? I'm assuming you guys are advancing towards this thing.
Yes.
yes. If it's on the road, then yes.
Yes. So it is. It's just off, just to the right of the road. So as you guys approach, you realize that it is the corpse of a gnome, and the gnome has a name badge on it. And as you guys go and you kind of roll over this gnome, the name badge on it says Dimble Sparkle Knackle. And Sparkle is in quotes, and it's laying there deceased, holding a note in his hand.
I am gonna say out loud and in a little bit of shock that Sparkles.
I take it you know this one.
He was my best friend in the guild. He died years ago.
I'm sorry for your loss.
He died years ago.
Does
What's
the-
he doing here?
I don't know.
Does the corpse look years old?
Nope, it looks fresh. Like
I
it looks like maybe a day.
Considering all the bird sounds that we're hearing, does that mean that he's being kind of surrounded by vultures?
Nope. There's like ravens and stuff that are flying around occasionally, but they're not pecking at his body, or they're completely leaving him alone.
Okay.
If he died years ago, he still looks fresh.
Well, not to be insensitive, but... And I reach for the note he's holding.
So the note says this, and I'll just read it out loud. You guys all have it. But hail to thee of might and valor. I, a lowly servant of Barovia, send honor to thee. We plead for thy so desperately needed assistance. The love of my life, Irina Kolyana, has been afflicted by an evil so deadly that even the good people of our village cannot protect her. She languishes from her wound, and I would have saved her from this menace. There is much wealth in this community. I offer all that might be had to thee and thy fellows if thou shalt but answer my desperate plea. Come quickly, for her time is at hand. All that I have shall be thine. Kolyan Indirovich, Burgomaster.
Dirovich. Well, he was invited here, it seems, or at least looking for work. Was he the adventuring sort?
He was, to an extent. He more like, searching caves to finding the most, sparkly gems he could, and to infuse them into his weapons and armor, and that. Like, even my mace is some of his work. And as I do hold up my mace, and that you do see in the head of the mace a giant emerald sitting in there, and it almost looks like it was forged around it. You can't see any seams or anything in the mace itself. It looks like it is like almost like it was poured or cast around it, almost in one piece.
Intriguing to say the least.
Yep.
Well, not to, again, be insensitive, but is there something we should do with the body?
Well, maybe we should examine it, see what he fell from.
Yeah. Would I notice that if he still has the hole in his chest from how he died in my from what I gave you, Jason?
So, actually, as you go to investigate and look more closely, you turn your attention back to the corpse, and it looks nothing like the gnome. It is just a decrepit skeleton, just laying there.
What?
That's not normal.
Well, what is normal about seeing your friend that died years ago and had him buried and attended his funeral, and then seeing him pop back up on this road? That's not normal at all.
No.
Did I drink a little too much?
Maybe not enough.
Quite right.
Why, do you got anything to drink?
I start rummaging through my bag. And I pull out my water flask, but it doesn't have water in it.
Should I bury him?
Well, didn't he just transform into a husk of a skeleton?
Yeah, you guys don't, and nobody saw him transform, but when you turned your gaze to investigate further, everyone noticed that he was.
So he's a skeleton now. He's no
Yep.
longer a norm. He's no longer the.
Correct.
So I turned towards the. Oh my goodness, a gnome? No. Oh, that was the word I was looking for. I do apologize. So I turned towards the gnome. He is no longer the friend that you know. Look at him again.
I see that he's a skeleton. That's.
Does it still have the proportions of a gnome?
No.
He literally just transformed within 2 seconds. A dead body does not decay into bones this quickly.
Okay.
There's definitely something wrong with this area. We should probably maybe not be so visible on the road anymore.
Yeah, I think I agree.
A cautious approach wouldn't be a bad idea.
Good idea.
I think I'm gonna cast Mold Earth, and I'm just gonna cover the skeleton.
So when you cast Mold Earth, much to your surprise, the earth that you upheave is filled with maggots and worms, and there is even a little bit of like this just nasty, filmy green substance. You're not quite sure what it is. Kind of looks like snot, but
Ew.
it comes up with the dirt as you cover over this body.
Like the greening stuff from from a long decaying body, or green stuff something we would not recognize at all.
You just don't recognize it. It's just nasty looking.
Oh, okay.
I
I back away. I
So it's
back
something
away
that
from
would.
it.
Oh, sorry. So it's something that would not be naturally found within the larger part of Faerun.
No.
Okay. I'll take a few steps back as well, then, not knowing what it is.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cast it and cover it and when I see all that disgusting stuff, I'm just gonna just drop the earth and kind of back away slowly. Like,
Okay.
don't know what that is.
Okay. Well, while this is going on as well, and I take a step back, I'm gonna go through my bag and take the time to put on my armor.
What's everyone else doing while he's doing that?
I am just gonna keep a watch, looking for anything coming down the road or hiding in the trees.
Yeah, Owen will kind of do the same, kind of keep an eye out.
Okay.
Rose, anything for you?
Most likely I'm gonna head more close towards the, I guess between the road and the tree line if I needed a fast escape, and keep heading towards down the road.
Yeah.
Because I need to find something. I'm gonna start looking around, like if there's any places to hide, like cave systems or anything at all.
No, the party isn't leaving just yet. Dark's donning on some armor and whatnot.
Yep.
So they're waiting. Everyone's just kind of standing guard waiting. Are you leaving the party, or are you saying what you want to do when he's done?
Yeah, when he's done, I'm gonna start heading in the direction that we're heading still. The only difference is not gonna be walking not directly on the road, but kind of between the road and the forest.
Mm-hmm.
So if I need to run, I can run there.
So you get your armor on. Nothing disturbs you. It is oddly calm, and I'm assuming you guys are all just going to follow and continue down the road.
Yes, I will kind of follow. If we're gonna go a little more stealthily and try to avoid the road, how far did you guys want to go into the tree line?
Just between the road and the tree line. So if we find if something attacks us, we can quickly take cover.
And so pretty much just walk in the ditch, just a little off to the side of the ditch.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay. All right, that works.
Okay. So as you guys move towards the side of the road and you're advancing, each of you hear this menacing growl, and your attention is drawn to the tree line, and you can see multiple very large wolves that are peering out at you.
Okay.
And they're like you can just see their form, and it's obvious that there's like dozens of them. You weren't able to see them before, but you see dozens of them, and every step that you take towards the tree line, they take a step toward, like, where they would emerge from the tree line towards you.
Okay.
Oh, this is not good. A pack is not good.
Dozens of them isn't good.
I just ready my bow.
Okay.
I don't think fighting them is going to be a very wise idea.
I just want to be
Trust
ready in
me.
case something happens.
All right.
I agree with that.
If I were to maybe step back out towards closer to the road, do I notice any change in the wolves' behavior that I can see?
Yeah. What is your passive insight? Or actually, you're doing actively, so sorry. Give me an insight check. Yeah. For show, you notice some stuff. So you notice that their attention turns off of you and turns to everyone else who is closer to the woods.
I am going to say to him, maybe it'd be best if, no matter how bad of an idea it may seem, maybe we should stick to the road. And I make mention that they're no longer paying attention to me. They're more paying attention to you.
I will speak in Druidic again and tell them, we don't mean any harm, and back away slowly toward the road.
And again, their attention shifts to everyone else who remains.
Yeah.
And turns off of you guys.
I'll follow lead and move back towards the road.
Kiki. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, you're fine.
I'll keep my hand on my weapon. I will trust. I guess I'll trust him that what he's saying is the truth.
Okay.
So as all of you
Kiki-
move back, or go ahead, Cindy.
I was just gonna say, Kiki was gonna say, I think they're territorial.
So as you guys move back, it's very apparent to all of you. The disposition of the wolves becomes much less aggressive. But you can only just so make them out, but they are really hard to spot. Like it's almost guesswork. You know they're there, but it's almost guesswork that they're there.
Okay.
Is it the Hobbit that can speak Druid?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I turned to the one that was speaking a language that I could not understand. And I asked, what exactly were you saying? And could you understand their response?
She'll just tell you, yeah, I was just telling them we didn't mean any harm. I wasn't really getting anything from them. Just, I think this is their territory and we're in it.
Could be. I dealt with a magical man before. This might all just be an illusion.
I know something about that. I don't know. He pinched me and it seems pretty real.
Yes, illusion or not, I've seen many a worthy gladiator fall to wolves.
Yeah, my sheep were torn apart by these. If only had my dogs with me. I guess we have no choice but to continue forward.
Yeah.
I look towards the bard. Question. Did you notice them while you started playing?
And you wouldn't have.
No, I did not spot them at all.
Maybe we should keep playing. Perhaps it'll keep them away as we can keep walking.
I can. Well, I just
Maybe it'll attract more.
Well, they do say music soothes the savage beast, so let's hope. And I just keep strumming.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys continue your path. You guys continue walking down the path, and it's not far. You get to about this location,
Okay.
and you see this. Okay.
Holy frig.
Yeah.
So, and I'll read the description real quick. The fog spills out of the forest to swallow up the road behind you. Ahead, jutting from the impenetrable woods on both sides of the road, are high stone buttresses looming gray in the fog.
That looks
Huge
awesome.
iron gates hang on the stonework. Dew clings with cold tenacity to the rusted bars. Two headless statues of armed guardians flank the gate, their heads now lying among the weeds at their feet. They greet you only with their silence.
And it looks exactly like that, what we see.
Well,
I curse underneath my breath as I look at my hands. If only that stupid man never met me.
Yeah. Right. I'm gonna say, Rose is saying that it's like I may not be no expert in stonework, but I think the architect took a little too much off the top.
Well, don't get ahead of yourself there. I think it's very fine work.
Oh, wow.
Don't lose your head, guys.
I'm gonna say, and they're keeping this going. Is like, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Shall we carry on?
at least there's a little levity in the situation.
Exactly.
Can I investigate it to see if these figures are something I've maybe seen in a book or something? I don't know what check that would be for me.
You're just noticing details about it. Just give me a generic knowledge check. So it's just intelligence. Is it lagging on you?
Yeah, how do I link it from D&D Beyond into the
You
game?
just
click
tell
on the
me.
number.
It does it automatically.
Well, she has, I don't think she has Beyond 20 on. I forgot to set that up for her.
Oh, okay.
What did you roll?
It rolled an 8. I rolled pretty low.
You do not recognize these things. So are you guys just going to continue to march through the kind of open gates that are there?
I'm gonna start to pull back a little bit. I don't feel very comfortable being the first one.
I'll take the lead.
Okay.
So as you guys walk through, one thing to note is that the trees, you're not quite sure why you didn't notice this before, but the trees are getting larger and more healthy as you continue to advance into the area. They were small and brittle and gnarled and just weak and crappy before, but as you're like a mile or two in, the trees they've grown quite a bit.
A little hobbit, could you perhaps try again with that strange tongue of yours and speak with these trees? Maybe they might be more cooperative.
Of course. She'll get all excited, and then she'll walk up to a tree, and then she'll reach out to touch it. And you guys will hear Druidic again.
Okay. So the tree, this tree responds to you, and it says, "He is the ancient. He is the land."
It's Cthulhu.
Who?
He is the ancient. He is the land.
Yes, but who is the ancient? Who is the land?
And it's just going to keep repeating that to you. With anything you say, it's just going to say that back to you.
Firewood.
Now, do you see that in Druid, or can we understand it?
No, she said that. She said that in common. Firewood.
So the conversation went that well, I assume? Were they at least a little more conversational?
All it said was, he is the ancient, he is the land, repeatedly. Whatever that means. Does anyone know what that means?
Maybe it's that green stuff that we saw back there.
I don't know.
Would I have
I was
gonna say, would I have a song or tale about it?
Would I be able to assist him with it? Give him advantage on the roll?
Yeah, you guys could be talking about it. Go ahead and give me a history check.
Oh yeah, I'm terrible at that.
From both of us? From both of us, or?
No, it would just be whichever one of you is taking lead. So whoever has the highest score, roll.
I got a +7.
Yeah, you do that.
Okay.
I have a 0.
Oh, ouch.
Well,
You have advantage because you're assisting.
Yes.
Yeah. So, even with that, you're pretty confident that you're pretty well versed in this area of like ancient stuff, and even with that, the most you can think of is you once heard a story about this vampire that would lure people to his lair, but you don't know much about it. Like that's just not much to go off of.
Okay. I'm gonna say to the rest of the party, I don't know too much, but from what I know, it might be something about a vampire that lures people to his lair. It's possibly what all happened to us is we somehow got lured to here, wherever this is.
Great.
I did speak to a strange individual before I left.
What do you mean by strange?
Well, I thought it was just an enamored fan at the time, but they seemed all too interested in my goings on.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's like I didn't speak to anyone. I was working on some designs and playing with my dog. No one strange.
Well, that proves that theory.
I was with the cows. We were getting ready for the harvest. There's no one strange at my place.
Well, I guess we should just press on, right?
So
Yes. Let's maybe find some shelter, and then we can maybe talk more away from where any outside dangers might intervene.
Was it the Hobbit who brought up the Earth? Was it you who cast that?
Yeah.
If we get into trouble, can you do that thing with the Earth and bring it up at any time it will?
Yeah, but I can't move too much at one time.
No, but if we need a quick escape, could you perhaps do that again?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So before we enter into this place, maybe we should get ready. Unfortunately, I have look at my hands again. I have weapons. I'm not very used to it. It's foreign to me in many ways, but I think we should prepare ourselves before we enter.
I'm gonna say it's like I got my armor, my mace. I'm ready to about as ready as can go as I can be. Without knowing what we're going up against, I think I'm about as ready as what I'm going to be.
I guess I'll put my loot away for now, and I grab my bow and knock an arrow.
Okay,
Gladiator, since you probably have the most experience here for bloodshed, do you have any suggestions?
I think Owen's AFK.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm back now.
welcome back. So, Owen, do you have any suggestions as we enter into this place, since you seem to have the most experience when it comes to combat? I'm sure you fought with many people with different skills.
I have, yes. I just say we meet all challenges head on, and nothing is accomplished by standing around.
Should we go in any specific order?
Well, if you need it, I'll take lead to be your shield.
Okay.
I'll take up the rear.
Okay. I'll go in front of the bard.
And Kiki behind.
Yeah, I'll stay kind of in the middle. She'll tell you guys she's not much for weapons, but she's good with her hands. Like,
Okay.
always.
I have a quick question for the cantrips. I know you can cast them at any time. Am I able to cast one now? It doesn't say that it has any duration of how long it goes for. So I'm going to cast resistance onto the gladiator.
Okay. Now this resistance, I'm actually not familiar. I mean, I know what it does, but I'm not intimately familiar with it. Does it have any kind of visible effect?
No.
Like it doesn't look up a shield on him or anything like that?
No, it just said no. That's higher level ones. This one is just touch one creature. As long as they have a components, a miniature cloak. Oh, they must have a cloak. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Do you have a cloak on you?
I mean, I have like a shoulder cape.
Does that count? Okay.
I think
So
that's fine.
I touch his shoulder cape then. I kind of pat him on his shoulder.
Okay. So
Good luck.
couple things happen. Couple things happen simultaneously. So, Owen, you suddenly feel more resilient and stronger. You feel empowered. Everyone else, what you see is he becomes a little sickly and gaunt.
What just happened?
What's it? Is it supposed to do that?
I back away slightly. Do I see him transform as well?
Yeah, and it's not like it's not overly dramatic. It's just ever so slightly his pigmentation lightened and his cheekbones kind of sucked in just a little bit, just enough that you guys notice and were like, "What?" You know.
I'm gonna
You're fine. Go ahead.
as I kind of see this, I'm just like, I'm gonna look at Owen. It's like, you feeling okay? And I'm gonna look over at Rose. It's like, what did you do to him?
I
Kind of not know
nothing.
what's going on.
I simply just gave him a pat on his shoulder.
I feel better than ever. Well, let's press onward then.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm kind of gonna be in the same mood as Techno there, like, what the hell's going on? And I'm gonna maybe as we continue going, I'm gonna maybe keep my eyes focused on Rose, kind of not too sure exactly what she did.
Okay, so you guys continue to walk. It's about 45 minutes that you walk past this gate. You're going out, and you finally come to a big clearing out in this area.
Okay.
You can pretty much see everything in that space. There is still a light obscuring from the mist. You probably could see about 3 hexes thoroughly. You know that there's a town up here, but you can tell that off to the side around this area right here is a small hamlet. There's 3 houses. There's 3 structures. There's a house in the middle that's being flanked by 2 abandoned structures. One appears to be a dilapidated servant's house, and the other one looks like a ruined stable house. And in the house, as you guys advance, as you guys get to this hamlet, you look over into this house, and you see 2 children standing on the porch, and one, the older girl, is holding a lantern, and she's just kind of observing as you guys walk.
A local, perhaps we can ask some questions.
At least maybe we'll get some answers finally. And seeing that it's just children, I put my bow away and walk up to them slowly.
Okay.
Hello there, little one. Can you tell me where we are?
Yes, of course I can. You are in Barovia, and this is my father's house. And you see this boy next to her. The girl is speaking, and she's obviously very confident. But this little boy is next to her, and he's kind of like holding his teddy bear, and he's just looking up with these sad puppy eyes, and he's very tearful, and he's even whimpering a little bit as she's talking.
Okay.
I don't mean to frighten you, young man, but hopefully you said Barovia. Where exactly is that?
The little boy continues to whimper, and Rose kind of scolds him a little bit, or the girl kind of scolds him. She kind of tugs at him a little bit, and she says, "Quit being such a baby, Thorn. Barovia is," and he kind of, "No, Rose, maybe they can help us." And she's like, "They're not interested. And he's like, please, please.
I am gonna come up and he's like, what did you need help with, out of curiosity?
There's a monster in the basement. Oh, quiet, Thorn. You are such a baby. And she's like, my brother is so afraid of his own shadow. He thinks there's monsters everywhere. But there really is monsters. It got Mom and Dad. It's in the basement.
Where are your parents? As I'm talking to the girl.
My parents are inside the house, of course. They are, and she kind of looks around. Very odd behavior, actually. She kind of just like pauses for a moment, and it's almost like she's forgetting, and like she just kind of gets a little listless. And the boy turns to you, and he says, "They're in the basement. The monster got them."
Yeah.
Well, I turn to the group and say, well, I mean, we could always go in, alleviate his fears, maybe get some better answers from the parents.
Yes.
I agree, and I'm sure we can open up a few closets, look under a few beds, and show him there's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah.
Chin up, young one.
Yeah, but it's like,
Can I use
I'm
an insight check on the girl to see if there's any clues, like body language or speech or habits, anything else?
Yeah.
Yep. Give me an insight check.
okay.
Okay, let's see if this works or not. Okay, did it pop up?
It did?
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Cool. Yay!
Yeah. So with that information, you can tell that she actually does appear to be hiding some fear, right? She's just, you kind of get the sense that she might be one of those people that just likes to put on a brave face and show a lot of bravado. But you actually detected that there's quite a bit of fear in her as well.
Okay.
She just doesn't want to show it like the boy is.
Okay.
So I turn to the gladiator and I turn to the gladiator in a very low tone. She's not telling the full truth. There's something in this house. Believe the boy. We should be prepared if we decide to inspect.
Owen will nod.
Okay.
Thanks for the heads up.
Okay. I'm maybe gonna go to the boy and ask him what more he could tell me about this monster.
I don't know.
Oh, you're breaking up again, Jason. You're really hard to hear.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Yeah. So he just says, "I don't know. My mom and dad won't let me down in the basement, but we haven't seen them in hours. Scared."
Okay, I'll walk up and say, "It's okay, little one." Which, by little, he's probably the same height as me. And I'll say, "We'll try to help you," and I'll just pat his head.
Okay.
He seems to appreciate that.
If the DM would allow me, could I maybe tinker with his bear to maybe make it like a mechanical, something that'll be a little more interactive that he can maybe enjoy?
Sure.
Okay. I'll ask him. He's like, "Can I show you a real neat trick with your bear?" And kind of hold out my hand to see if he'll give it to me.
So he kind of reluctantly holds on. He's like, "You're not going to ruin it, are you?"
He goes, "I hope not." And I kind of want to add, almost like to make the bear open up to make it look like it's opening its arms for a hug.
And he kind of lights up a little bit, and you see some happiness, and he's, "Wow."
Yes.
You have a lot of you're really smart. maybe you definitely could help my parents.
And he goes, well, I could definitely try, and if you're okay with, I kind of look back at the rest of the group there. It's like, as long as you allow my friends to come and help me.
And Roses looks and she says, "Yes, of course. If you wish, I understand."
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so I will put your guys' characters in here.
Okay.
So is this that thing you're referring to at the very beginning? That house or whatever?
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So what you guys see here before you is there's wrought iron. There's a wrought iron gate that hinges on one side and has a lock on the other, and it fills a stone portico archway. The gate's unlocked, and the rusty hinges shriek whenever you open it. The oil lamps hang from the portico by chains, and they're flanking a set of oaken doors. So you guys can go. You guys can move in the.
I still see a black screen.
Well, you might not have set dynamic lighting on your character.
Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Okay, I do see a little bit more now.
The bard. Let me just check your. Let me check the settings here real quick. Dynamic lighting. It is daylight mode. Wait, oh, you don't have vision at all. That would be the problem.
That would do it.
Okay. Is anyone else having vision problems?
No, I can see it.
I see me now.
Okay, so you guys see this entryway right here, everything I just described, and then the doors here do open, and you can enter the next area if you wish.
Okay.
Okay. I'll fall behind the bard.
For
I mean, not the bard, the barbarian.
I will move in as well.
Oh wait, can I move my character?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You guys go in here, and you can see hanging on the south of this, the south end of this foyer, there's a shield emblazoned with a coat of arms. It has a stylized golden windmill on a red field, and it's flanked by framed portraits with stony-faced aristocrats. You assume that these are probably, long dead members of this household. And across on the far end here, you see mahogany framed double doors that are located on that, and they have stained glass panes inside.
Well, I guess we gotta find our way to the basement.
So you guys are able to open the door without any issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I will move in as well.
I hang back a little bit.
So when you guys come into this room, what you see is this wide hall. It runs the entire width of the house. There's a black marble fireplace to your left, and on the right, there's a sweeping red marble staircase that ascends upward to some other levels. All along the sides here are wood panels that are ornately sculpted with images of vines, flowers, nymphs, and satyrs. And the decorative the paneling follows the staircase as it circles upward onto the second floor. Anyone with a... Actually, let me just do this. Let's put this to the test.
I saw that message.
So
I didn't see anything.
Yeah, anyone with a passive perception Anyone with a passive perception of 12 or higher just got a message.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
Too low.
This
no, I
is
definitely wouldn't get them.
oddly macabre.
Yes, it's rather grim.
I point out to the group that within the wall art there are serpents and skulls carved into the walls as well.
Does it, kind of what he pointed out, does it look like it is, I want to say, out of place for the sculpture work?
No, it seems like it's definitely was put in there
Inten-
intentionally. Yeah.
Intentionally, so it doesn't look like it was put in there as, I don't know how to phrase it, but almost like a clue to something else or something like
No,
that.
all along all the designs, there's just hidden skulls and serpents.
Okay. That is definitely weird.
A little unnerving, to say the least, but I guess there's no accounting for taste.
Well, we see a staircase going up, but
Up.
Have the kids followed us in?
No. In fact, as you turn back to notice that and to look at that, you notice that the front door has been sealed. It is shut, and it was done so in perfect silence.
That's not good.
I go check to see if I can open the front door.
You cannot.
Well, it seems we're locked inside.
With the beast.
I wonder if this is the trap set by the old vampire.
or perhaps it's just a nasty prank from some little kids.
Yeah.
That's a possibility.
Would I actually know if this is, from what I've known about and stories that I've heard, is this possibly his MO? Or is there something else that or is this maybe just leading up to something else?
What little lore is available on, the legend of some vampire doing this, they're so vague and there's not a lot of content, and so you wouldn't know.
Okay.
Well, I guess we should start looking around. Maybe we could find the parents or a way out or something.
Yeah. Back door or window, something.
I'm assuming the only way out is going to be defeating whatever that boy was afraid of.
Probably whatever's in the basement.
If it's in the basement, perhaps we should not start in the basement. We should start maybe up and then eventually head to the basement.
Well, let's maybe clear the bottom floor first and maybe see what we can find.
I agree with that. Going head first into the basement is probably not the wisest of ideas.
Do you hear that? It sounds like somebody's perhaps doing the dishes.
And as he draws attention to it, you guys kind of listen in, and you can hear that to the east, up this direction, there's dishes clanking, silverware clattering, even children laughing.
Does it sound like it's coming from the door to the right from where Owen is?
Straight ahead.
Oh, straight ahead? Okay.
So this door up here?
Yep.
Okay.
Owen will kind of like knock on the door and say, pardon the intrusion, and kind of reach for the doorknob and attempt to open it.
So as you reach for the doorknob and you open it, absolute silence. And there is nothing in there. You see nothing but a wood paneled dining room that is the centerpiece, or that has a centerpiece up that's a carved mahogany table surrounded by 8 high-backed chairs with sculpted armrests and cushioned seats. A crystal chandelier hangs above the table, covered with resplendent silverware and crystalware polished to a dazzling shine. Mounted above the fireplace is a mahogany-framed painting of an alpine vale. Arrayed upon the table is a magnificent feast that would easily feed twice as many people as there are chairs. It smells delicious. The wall paneling is carved with elegant images of deer among the trees. Red silk drapes cover the windows, and a tapestry depicting hunting dogs and horse-mounted aristocrats chasing after a wolf hangs from an iron rod bolted to the south wall.
That walking around that we heard from the app, did we actually hear that in game?
You did hear them in game.
Okay, there's someone definitely above us because I heard walking.
You guys actually very clearly heard it coming from this room.
Do you guys see that? And I'll point to the carving in the walls.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Owen will start kind of like looking underneath like the table, like looking for anybody that might be in here. And I'm assuming Owen doesn't see anything.
Yeah, you don't see anything.
Well,
The only thing you see is the table, and on top of the table, it is just a feast. Delicious looking food that's very fresh.
Well, if this is a trick, it's a very good one.
As a guy, I wish I would have thought of a prank like this in my younger days, but
Well, you know what they say, kids are getting craftier by the year.
What kind of food is on the table?
Very like wealthy people food is like you have big old turkey that's like roasted. You have all kinds of steamed vegetables. All like it
I
is
don't know, my stats is 14.
just Thanksgiving dinner is what's going on here.
so kind of like a Thanksgiving and Christmas kind of combo all put into one dinner, like that much
yeah.
food.
Oh yeah, and it's just there's food all over the place. There's tons of it.
I'm just gonna take one of my arrows and poke it. Poke the food.
So you poke it, and it cuts it. Like let's say you hit the turkey or something, it slices the turkey, and you just kind of see some steam come out of the turkey.
Do I have detect poison?
If you want to cast it.
No. I think this might be a high level spell. I'm just checking. No, I only have protection from evil and good.
Well, as famished as it might be, I don't necessarily trust this.
If we need food, I can just make us food.
I have good berries.
I can survive for now.
I agree. I think I will
Oh, you're
pass
up.
for now for eating.
Pay for this?
as
Dynamic lighting
this
is
does
fun.
seem a little suspicious in ways that no one is here, but there's such a large amount of food.
Yes, it does look like a rather fine feast, but we've not earned it, and we've not been invited to it. So I say we see if we can find the
What?
lord or lady of the
What is
manor.
14? What? One of my stats is 14.
Do
My
I see
DC.
like
Got it.
footprints or anything anywhere? Does it look like someone was just in this room? Maybe they walked out of it.
No. In fact, this floor is like pristinely taken care of. It's
Actually,
very-
out of
this is-
water.
It looks like someone
So-
just barely came and cleaned it. Everything is in pristine condition.
Perhaps we should keep looking.
I agree with this fact.
Mm.
And I tighten my grip on the sickle.
I head back out to the hall.
I'm gonna follow the bard as well, and looks like there's a room down here. Okay.
That's where you guys want to go next?
Yeah, I will kind of see if the door is unlocked and slowly open it.
Yeah, so you open up, and inside the room, you see oak paneling all along the sides. It makes it look like a hunter's den. Mounted above the fireplace on the southern wall is a stag's head, and positioned around the room's outskirts are 3 stuffed wolves. 2 padded chairs draped in animal furs face the hearth, with an oak table between them supporting a cask of wine. 2 carved wooden goblets, a pipe rack, and a candelabrum. A chandelier hangs above the cloth-covered table, surrounded by 4 chairs. 2 cabinets stand against the walls. The east cabinet supports a lock. The north cabinet is unlocked, and inside you guys find a small box containing a deck of playing cards and an assortment of wine glasses.
It's odd this place would be so lavish given the exterior.
And the children we saw outside.
Yeah.
Considering that they are terrified of this place, I'm assuming that everything here should not be trusted. Tricks or not, but I think we can trust the kids.
And you said that there was like fur rugs and that on the ground.
No, it's just the wolves. You have the wolves, and then there's like a stag's head up above.
Yeah.
The chairs themselves are made of pelts and whatnot, and they kind of got other pelts draped on them. So this is like really obviously like a kind of like a man cave.
So they're pretty much like stuffed wolves, then, right?
These over
Okay.
here.
Okay, I'm
It's our friends.
kind of looking for monsters. And that I'm going to take my mace ever so slightly and just go around to each one of the wolves and just kind of like poke them to see if they're in fact what they appear to be.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Perception. Ouch.
So you poke them. They feel exactly like stuffed wolves.
Yeah.
You're moving them around a bit. They're kind of wobbling to and fro, exactly like stuffed wolves or stuffed animals of any kind, really.
Like taxidermied animals.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I decide to lift up the carpeting to see if there's anything underneath.
I'm trying to remember if there was carpeting. I don't think there was carpeting. It was just there's just like furs and stuff like on these 2 chairs over here, and then yeah. So these.
I was thinking furs, like the ones you lay on the ground.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's these two chairs are made. They're basically made of animal pelts, and they have animal pelts draped over them.
Okay.
Well, no wonder
So-
these kids have nightmares. Look at these things. Quite good craftsmanship in that taxidermy.
So Kiki will look at it and say, "The poor dears," but I can't say I blame them for hunting them after the ones we saw. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and she'll just pat its head.
Okay.
To you feel, and when you pat it, by the way, just so you know, you feel a very stiff, rigid head, just like a taxidermied animal.
You said one of these cabinets was locked, right?
Yeah, it's the the cabinet on the east, and that
This one
is
here, right?
so. This over here is east. So there's a
Okay,
cabinet.
Yep.
Oh,
Sorry. Yep.
It's right here, then that cabinet.
Right, that
Okay.
one's locked.
Okay. I would like to use my thieves tools to see if I can maybe try and see if there's any more information about what there is, if there was anything, since I think the other cabinet did have wine glasses and other seemingly mundane items in there.
Yeah, feel free.
Would there be any roll or anything that you need from me?
Yeah, so just use your thieves tool. I don't know if D&D Beyond lets you roll that, so I think it's just dexterity plus proficiency. Because I'm assuming you're proficient.
Yes, I do have proficiency in thieves tools.
So
So dexterity plus plus 2.
Yeah.
And in this context, I'll just tell you the DC is 15.
Okay. No.
Yeah, it's a really complicated lock. So try as you might, you do it, and you just realize that they paid a lot of money for this.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
fine craftsmanship.
Does anyone have any suggestions?
Well,
By the way,
Is-
real quick, if I may, Owen and the Bard, what were you guys doing while Antonio was trying to pick that lock?
I was just scoping out the room, looking to see if there's anything weird about it.
And you, Owen?
Owen would have been kind of looking at the taxidermied wolf, probably having fought some of them in the arena. He kind of appreciates them.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Was there any other rooms that we
Okay.
missed on this bottom floor?
There were a few doors we passed, yes.
Okay. All right. You should go check them out and make sure that we haven't overlooked anything.
Yeah, let's continue looking.
So, as everyone leaves that room, and I'm moving this door up here just for shits and giggles because you're going to go there in just a second. But Rose, as you're the last one to leave, you kind of take a glancing. You kind of look back into the room and once again survey it, and you notice that all 3 wolves have changed position, and it's like they have moved quite a bit. They are in very different positions.
I'm gonna light an incense from the priest pack and just put underneath their noses and see if anything happens.
Nothing happens.
I'm gonna try to light one on fire.
You're welcome to.
Okay. That's like what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold the flame against the fur and see what happens.
Sure enough, it lights on fire and it just it goes ablaze pretty quickly, actually.
Oh shit! I grab. Oh, wait, there's only a fur in this room. Is there water or something? Is there water or something on the table? I'm assuming there's water.
Not. There was some wine. There was some wine in the kitchen, but I mean that's got alcohol.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna grab the plate that's on the because it's set right. I'm gonna grab a plate and just kind of pat at the flames to try and put it out. See if maybe patting it will help. I don't want to burn down the house.
There's a fireplace in there, isn't there? Maybe we can like chuck it in the fireplace.
Yeah, you guys can hear this uproar. Like you hear at this point, you would be hearing.
Oh my god, there's fire!
Fire burning.
The head started moving, and I turned the light on fire. And now, oh my goodness, I don't want to burn down these poor people's houses.
As that happens, I grab in there and I want to drag the one that she lit on fire and try to get it into the fire pit as quickly as possible to try and mitigate any damage.
Okay, and you guys are able to do so just fine. And you chuck the little stuffed wolf into the fireplace, and it just burns in there.
It moved. They moved. All 3 of them moved, and I decided to light it on fire. And man, I'm just seeing things.
And you would notice, Antonio, that they are not in the same positions that you originally saw them.
Okay.
Burn them all!
Maybe it's haunted. There's ghosts playing tricks on us. I've heard of such things before.
I'm saying I'll look at Rose and say to her, let's maybe just leave this room and be sure to lock the door behind. And then if they are in fact, alive
Yes.
in any way, shape, or form, then they can't get out.
I'm sure if they were alive, they would have defended themselves.
Very much, as I would agree, if they were alive, yes, but as we found out so far that, things aren't always as they seem, even for the few hours that we've been here.
I decided to grab one of the heads off the wall and hold it by the back. I'm going to hold on to this. Maybe we can use it for something. So I'm going to have my sickle in one hand and holding the stuffed head in the other.
No, sticky keys.
The stag head that was above the mantelpiece? Or
The wolf
fireplace?
head. The wolf's head.
Oh, the wolf's
Yeah.
head? Okay.
There's two of them, right?
So it's full-bodied wolves, so you'd have to break off one of their heads in order to...
Oh,
Yeah.
they're full body wolves. So the incense would it still be lit, right?
Yeah, no, it's sitting there just gently burning as the other one that you ignited with it is roasting in the fireplace.
How about instead of we close the door, how about we just roast the other two?
And it's like, let me go with the rest of the party and I will finish up in here.
I'm not going to leave you by yourself. But at the same time, perhaps roasting them will release whatever's inside of them. I go, ooh, spooky.
Okay. I will, I promise you, I will just clear the room, make sure that there's nothing suspicious in here, and rejoin you out in about a minute.
Well, why do I have to leave? I could just stay here.
And it's like, you've already burnt and destroyed one thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
So what do you plan on doing to these two remaining wolves?
Just to double check to make sure they are what they seem, and stuff wolves at that. Make
Then
sure
I'll
that there's nothing mechanical or anything that could have caused such movement.
So I pull out a chair and I sit down. Okay, I'll
Okay.
watch your back.
He's like, okay, and it's like, may I borrow one of your lit incense?
I point to the one that's already lit. Yeah,
Okay.
you can use it.
Okay. And I do kind of go around and making sure, and would I see if there's anything mechanical in either one of them?
So you take a look at them, and nope, you kind of cut it open gently. You're being kind of delicate to respect the property or whatever, and
Okay.
it's just a stuffed wolf.
Okay.
So can we
And,
burn them now?
And it's like, no, we're not going to burn them. Yes, they may have changed positions, but a little bit, but I can't find any sort of reason why they would. And kind of as I'm doing that, I do lift the tail up and stick the incense in one of their bums and kind of walk back towards Rose. And it's like, well, we will know for certain if once this burns all the way down, if we hear a yelp, it's alive.
I says, okay. Well, I guess we'll wait then.
Yes, and it's like, until then, let's go finish clearing out the rest of this bottom floor.
Okay.
You must be very interesting at parties.
That's why you never want to be the drunk one to fall asleep first.
Okay, so you guys are all leaving and then shutting the door behind you.
Leaving the
That
lit
room.
incense in the wolves' derriere.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna close. Once Rose is out, I'm gonna close the door behind her.
I'll just drag you out so that. Okay.
Yeah.
So that doesn't take long. You can clearly hear something igniting. and you hear a pretty good fire going on in that room.
I'm just gonna look at Rose and like kind of hold my finger up to my mouth, like, shh.
Okay, let's continue on.
Yes, we'll continue on. Yes.
So this room up here, when you guys take a look in there, you guys realize it's just a kitchen. I mean, it's really tidy. There's all kinds of dishware and cookware and utensils and all that stuff that you would normally expect. There's a stove over here. There's a small dumbwaiter. That it's pretty clear the only person. Actually, we have gnome as well as a halfling. So both the gnome and the halfling could individually fit inside this and go up or down the dumbwaiter like a child, but it's just a dumbwaiter.
I do not volunteer myself.
Understandable, because if that goes to the basement, who'd want to be down there by themselves?
I still think before we head to the basement, we should head upstairs first.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
And we're still hearing footsteps.
Just so you guys know, you would be able to tell, just a quick inspection of that dumbwaiter, you would have been able to tell it only goes up.
Okay.
It does not go down.
Okay.
Unless we cut it.
Maybe not even then. Okay, so are you guys going upstairs?
I think so. Yeah. I think we pretty much cleared the entire bottom floor by the looks of it.
Well,
So I will start making my way upstairs.
it does appear there's a closet right here. I assume a closet.
Well, let's check it
I'm just going to open it real
before
quick.
we leave.
So, yeah, you'll go in there, and it's just there's a bunch of fine clothes hanging on a rack. There's actually one hanger that doesn't have clothing on it, and on the shelf there's an empty top hat box.
Okay.
Yes, nothing of interest. Not that I can see. Well, I assume there's nothing else of interest in there.
Correct. Yeah. So you guys ascend the stairs. These really fine red rug stairs, and you get up to this area, and there's lit oil lamps are mounted on the walls of this really elegant hall. Hanging above the mantelpiece is a wood frame portrait of the Durst family. Gustav and Elizabeth Durst, with their two smiling children, Rose and Thorn, cradled in their father's arms as a swaddling baby, which the mother is regarding with a hint of scorn. And you can tell their names because at the bottom it has, like, from left to right, all that business.
Gotcha.
Standing suits of armor flank the wooden doors on the east and west walls. Each suit of armor clutches a spear and has a visored helm shaped like a wolf's head. The doors are carved with dancing youths. The red marble staircase that started continues. You can feel a cold draft that can be felt coming from the stairs up above.
It's a botchling. Well, looks like we're gonna have to bury a baby and then resurrect it.
Make a lubberkin?
Yep.
Okay.
Man, that first quest was such a good quest line.
Yeah.
Well, I guess onward. I can't really stand on these stairs forever.
No.
Are you guys going all the way up?
Yeah.
Or are we checking out this floor?
Yeah.
Well, let's check out this floor, clear this floor, and then.
Which
I
way do you want-
will let someone else pass in front of me just because I don't think I'd want to go first.
I can't move my token anymore.
It's probably stuck in there. Let me move you, Antonio.
You've been captured by the ghosts.
I'll just move
Yeah,
you
there we
guys
go.
up
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably caught between a couple lines in that, and dynamic lighting was keeping me caught.
Right. All right.
Okay.
So which way do you guys want to go? East or west? Up or down, basically.
Mhm.
Mm,
All around.
let's go up, I guess.
This way?
Yeah, let's go up.
Yeah, up.
Okay. So you guys go in here. And you guys see red velvet drapes cover the window in this room. There's an exquisite mahogany desk that matches or has a matching high back chair that faces the entrance, and the fireplace above which hangs a framed picture of a windmill perched atop a rocky crag. Situated in the corners of the room are two overstuffed chairs, floor to ceiling bookshelves line the south wall, and a rolling ladder allows you to more easily reach the higher shelves. And Rose, you would notice on that desk that you're standing next to, there is a tattered piece of sheet music on the desk that is titled "Song for Elizabeth." And there's a handwritten, partially burnt note that sits beside it. And as you read it, you can make out the words, "Bulwarton's words can open the way."
So I pick it up and I turn the group. I'm like, I found something. I'm not sure if it means anything, and I read it to them.
Bulwarton's words. I'm gonna start searching the stacks to see if there's anything with that name or that author.
Okay. So give me an investigation check. Sorry, go ahead. Okay. So as you're searching, Bard, you find a book that says "The History of the Bard."
Well, I don't think I have my own history yet, but let's see what's in this book.
So you open it up, and on the first page, it perfectly describes your birth. And it talks about your mother, your father. It describes them perfectly. You flip a couple pages, and it talks about your childhood. You flip a couple more pages, and you continue to read. And basically, you flip to the last page, and it says, he pulled the book down off the shelf and began to read, unaware of the creature that watched him from the shadows. Slowly, the beast began to creep forward. You flip the page, and you notice that it's blank, or bloodstained 2/3 of the way down.
I throw the book to the ground and start looking around.
You look around, and the room is just filled with your friends searching, and there's nothing behind you.
So I'm gonna look over and say, "What's wrong with something in that book or something?"
Needless to say, my history and possibly my death.
What? So she'll walk over and she'll pick up the book and she'll look at it like, what? What is it?
And you pick up the book, Kiki, and it says, "A Wives' Tale," written by Edward Bulwarton.
So I'll just kind of look up incredulously, like, no, what? I don't see anything about you in this.
I look at the book again. Near the last page, there was a blood stain.
And you look at it, and it's not the same.
Things are odd here.
Yeah. I'm gonna pipe up a little bit and look towards the bard and ask. It's like, well, don't keep us in suspense. How did you die?
Apparently,
aren't you a morbid one?
Apparently, something attacked me while I was reading that book. That's what it said.
Besides the heebie-jeebies, I don't think anything attacked you.
Obviously.
That book. The book that you're holding, is it part of the clue that we are searching for?
Apparently now it does have the author's name, so it would seem so.
So, being as I have a scholar background, if these bookcases are full of books, I would start kind of flipping through them, thumping through them.
We're looking for a clue with his something about his words.
So you guys start to look through the shelf, and at this point, you're looking more for things that are titled or that were written by Bull Wharton, and ultimately you find a book over here towards the northern side that has that when you go to pull it, it actually doesn't it doesn't come out all the way. It's clearly like a lever, and as you kind of pull it down, a secret door slides open, and when you let go of the book, the secret door slowly slides closed.
Hey, look, guys, do you see that?
I can't remember. I think it was Stank was your last name. What's the first name though?
Antonio.
Antonio. Antonio, you played with that kid's toy. You seem to have a knack with some objects. Of course, you didn't get the door open, but is there a way that maybe you could take a look at this book? It seems to be a way to open something behind us.
I could
Or I
go.
can-
Sure, I can go over here and see. And would I be able to examine the mechanism?
Yeah, and it's really straightforward. You can tell that all it is it's a simple like a dead man switch. Someone has to pull down the book, and it will open the secret door. And then when you let it go, the secret door closes.
Is it possible maybe to drill a hole into that book and slide, like, say, a piece of metal through it to keep it permanently open and not sliding back?
Sure.
Okay. What tools does everyone have? What I'm thinking is instead of one of us standing here and holding the book open, leaving us vulnerable,
Okay.
maybe we can slide. Oh wait, no, that's not a good idea. Because we should never split up the party, but at the same time, we shouldn't get trapped inside that room.
Well,
Well,
Is there a way to say, for instance, if we were to drill a hole into this book and then put a rod through it to keep it open, Antonio, is there a way that we can get this bookcase opened again if someone were to move that rod?
Would I know if there is a way to open it up from the inside once the door closes?
Yes, we do. We cannot trap ourselves inside that room. So before we enter, can you take a look at this door and ensure that if we were to enter in, if someone were to move that rod, we can
Yeah.
escape?
You do not know that.
No?
You don't know
I
one way or
will-
the other.
I will volunteer to just hold open the book since the room doesn't look very big. So
Yeah.
if someone wants to go in and check it out, I'll hold
is
the
it
door open.
the book? Is it kind of like the you pull the top forward? Or
Exactly.
why don't we just wedge a book behind it?
We could, but here's the issue. We're in a place we don't know, and if someone were to say, wander into this room,
Well,
they could lock us inside.
how big is the room?
10 feet. 10 feet by 5
Does it
feet.
look like there's another door in there?
I am gonna just wander in and
Yeah.
while they're talking and debating.
Yeah, I'll just
Hi.
stay out here. It seems like it's a hidden room. Once he comes out, it doesn't seem like it goes anywhere.
Okay.
So you're able to get in there. It has bookshelves and tombs and stuff, and you kind of quickly pour over them, and you see that it's like fiend summoning rituals and necromantic rituals from some cult called the Priest of Osiris. So there's just a bunch of scrolls like that. You see the heavy chest with clawed iron feet stands before the south wall. Its lid is half closed. Sticking out of the chest is a skeleton in leather armor. Close inspection reveals that the skeleton belongs to a human who clearly triggered some kind of trap. You see 3 darts are stuck into the adventurer's armor around the rib cage.
Okay. And kind of seeing this, and kind of with me being a tinkerer, would I see anywhere where darts could be shoot out from the walls or anything?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna ask you to roll because your character is so skilled at this. Like you're able to determine that the mechanism would still function, but it doesn't have any ammunition.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
while you're kind of taking a look, you do notice in the skeleton's left hand, which is the hand that's like on the chest.
Yeah.
He actually has in his hand, there's a letter that's bearing a strange seal.
Okay. I will very carefully take the letter from his hand and kind of make note that there's what I guess could say less than good magic or books referring to as good magic in there, and make note of the cult name as well, that Perseus.
Osiris.
Osiris.
Osiris. Okay,
I'll
and I will. Okay,
Osiris.
and I will kind of step out of there and ask anyone if they've heard of the cult of Osiris, and if they have anything to do with summoning and necromancy.
Nope.
Anybody who wants to, you can give me an Arcana check.
Okay. I have 0, but okay.
Okay.
Did it work? Yes, it did.
Actually, for shits
I-
and giggles,
I-
I'll maybe roll Arcana as well if I know anything.
I can read.
I would roll one, but I'm not technically in the room. Still holding the book up.
I came out of the room and
Is there any
Standing.
abyssal anywhere?
I don't. There's not in these particular ledgers. Just to be clear, because I don't know if I explained this clearly. You didn't actually, like, the guy he triggered the trap on the chest, but you didn't actually pull anything from it just yet.
I
Because that's
got.
but you do have the letter you have the letter that he was holding in his hand.
okay.
I
So
got a 14 on Arcana check.
Yeah, so you guys would know, both you and Antonio would realize that the rituals and stuff, like the Priest of Osiris, you know that it's not uncommon for there to be small sects of necromantic magic, just little groups. It's like kind of a group of losers that are trying to be cool and do dark magic. Maybe this is one of them. You don't know. It's just not known. So, that's what you guys would realize. You Antonio would realize that the scrolls that you saw before were bogus. Like they were just kind of nonsense.
There for show, pretty much.
Yeah, it's just shenanigans.
Was there anything in the chest?
Looks like a dead person, but he was holding this letter, and I kind of do hold it up high enough for the party, rest of the party to see. It does have a strange seal on it. Maybe we can and kind of on the table there see if it pertains to anything important.
Yeah.
Well, while we look at this, perhaps you can inspect the chest.
Okay. So the letter, you see a seal. I'm trying to find the handout for the seal, so I'll get you that in just a second. But
Okay.
the letter that you have, I'll just read to you.
Okay.
My most pathetic servant, I am not a messiah sent to you by the dark powers of this land. I have not come to you to lead you on the path of immortality. However, many souls you have bled on your hidden altar, however many visitors you have tortured in your dungeon, know that you are not the ones who brought me to this beautiful land. You are but worms writhing in my earth. You say you are cursed, your fortunes spent. You abandoned love for madness, took solace in the bosom of another woman, and sired a stillborn son. Cursed by darkness? Of that I have no doubt. Save you from your wretchedness? I think not. I much prefer you as you are.
It
Your
is a
dreadlord-
fog. It is
your
a fostling.
Your Dreadlord and Master, Strahd von Zorvich.
So, given the letter, we can assume that he was holding another child from another woman that was dead. Kind of weird that he would have a painting drawn doing that.
Maybe it was a mistress?
I doubt it. More than likely, considering. So it says here, not the Messiah you sent by the Dark Power, which means that perhaps they tried to do something with this child. You abandoned love for madness and told us the bosom of another woman and sired a stillborn child. So he's gone mad and he has a stillborn child, and that's how he prefers him. My guess is if he is very dedicated to this person, it's a very possibility that he did something to this the stillborn child. Perhaps that is the monster in the basement.
Some sort of dark ritual, then.
Yes. Do we hear that screaming?
You hear weird noises throughout. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, did anyone else besides me hear that screaming?
I did.
So by this point, I've, thought it's just regular sounds from the house.
Can
I will.
I do maybe a roll for insight check or something like that for any type of spells? It's like not incarnation.
Incantations.
Yes, incantations for involving children or stillborn children for spells and stuff like that. Any type of monster that could be born from such a spell.
You're just looking for a roll to see if you're aware of anything that might do that.
Yeah.
So I think that would be an Arcana check.
Oh man, I am terrible at Arcana.
Yeah. Just because you have to have knowledge about the kind of the dark arts. So that was a good timing. PM.
Right?
Did it work? There it goes. Yeah. Okay, I'm an idiot. I don't know anything about this apparently.
Okay.
But my suspicion is something definitely happened to that child. And there's a piano play.
Well, it would make sense as to why in this painting, and I'll walk back out in the hallway because it's just hanging above here, isn't it?
Yes.
I'll walk back out in the hallway and I will inspect the painting further. Is there another child's name underneath there?
Yes. It's been kind of scratched. Someone has taken like a like some kind of chisel, some sharp thing, and just scratched the name. But you can make out the name Walter.
I think there is truth to that letter.
So the monster's name is Walter. Does anyone have any knowledge of any of this, so that we do not go completely blind?
Well, my background is a scholar. I don't know what kind of check I would do if I've read about like some dark rituals or anything. I can roll a check maybe, but I don't know how
And what about these? Well, yeah, and then how about these other books? Is there anything you can glean from it? Any type of spell that could possibly be used to bring back a dead child, or a dead child be used in a type of spell?
Was that to me? I thought you were just like asking the group. Was that to me?
No, just because she has background in scholar. My question to her is if she could maybe check out the books and recall back to her knowledge of anything that might involve children. Because we have books.
Yeah. So I have a sage background and the feature is researcher. It says when you attempt to learn or recall a piece of lore, if you do not know the information, you often know where and from whom you can obtain it. Usually the information comes from a library, scriptorium, university, a sage or other learned person or creature. DM might rule knowledge you seek is secreted away in an almost inaccessible place, or that it simply cannot be found. Unearthing the deepest secrets of the multiverse can require an adventure or even a whole campaign.
Yeah, it would be. It's not unreasonable to think that such a spell could be made. One thing that you guys would want to throw in your considerations, not necessarily the answer, but is that all the scrolls that you guys found in that other area, all the rituals were like total bunk. But theoretically, you would understand. You should know that theoretically, it's possible.
Okay.
Well,
So there could be some way to, in truth, to using pretty much a dead child to summon something of with nefarious purposes. Then, as a possibility at the very best.
Yeah.
Okay.
well, shall we continue?
Yeah. Is there anything spectacular about these coat of arms? Like anything sticking out about them?
They appear pretty mundane. So when you guys come into this room, you see on the opposite side of the room, gossamer drapes cover the elegantly appointed hall's windows, which has brass-plated chandelier hanging from the ceiling. Upholstered chairs line the wall, and stained glass wall hangings depict beautiful men and women and children singing and playing instruments. A harpsichord with a bench rests in the northwest corner, and then near the fireplace is a large standing harp. Alabaster figurines of well-dressed dancers adorn the mantelpiece.
So,
So
I'll
we-
walk up to the harp and I'll just string one string.
Oh, that was perfect.
We found sheet music.
Maybe I don't. I take it back.
So, you string the harp, right?
Yeah, I just pluck one string, just
Yeah,
like
sounds beautiful. I mean, it sounds like probably the most fancy harp you've ever heard. It is absolutely beautiful sounding.
Again, apparently these things are also skeletons. Yay!
Before we go, we found a sheet of music.
Yeah, music for Elizabeth, right?
Yes. So before we start playing music, Antonio, could you inspect the room and see if there's any traps?
I could. Would I know if there's any traps or anything here that could have any sort of with my background in that, any sort of mechanical trigger?
Yeah, you give it a quick one over, and it looks really good. It doesn't look
Okay.
like there's any traps.
No.
I'm sorry. So you did not find anything, so we are safe in this room. There's no secret walls.
From the best I could tell, yes.
The bard. Oh, your name is just the bard. Okay, the bard. So we heard piano music just earlier. Man,
like
that's so
that.
creepy. Perhaps you could play Elizabeth's song on the piano since we heard that earlier.
That's what I was thinking.
Bard.
Yes.
Owen. Perhaps you should prepare yourself when something happens. We can't let anything happen to the bard. These noises, this thing that's moving around. I'm not sure how well they'll take to hearing music.
Okay. All right, I will ready myself as well.
Okay.
I will grab the sheet music and attempt to play it. Better than that.
You just start smashing it.
You'd hope so, at least. Watch this thing be a mimic.
Fingers crossed. So you start to play the harpsichord, and you're strumming along the Song of Elizabeth. and all around the room, ghosts appear, ghostly figures, and they are dancing as you're strumming along. You guys notice over on the southern side, next to the fireplace, two of the ghosts. All the other ones are kind of ignoring you guys. They're just dancing, and they're all over the room. By the fireplace, there are two that are looking right at you, and the moment that you notice them and recognize them, they look exactly like the picture they look like the father and mother in the picture that you saw downstairs. The harps, all the strings on the harp snap, and you hear this pling, and the harpsichord stops playing, and there's a grinding sound that you can hear up above, as though some thick stone was being moved, and all the ghosts down here vanish.
I'm gonna kind of move in between everybody else.
Wait, the thing you can do with the ground, can you do that with rocks? Or is it only with the ground?
That definitely wasn't me.
No, but
only with earth.
only with earth. Okay.
Okay.
How can you, the earth that is beneath this house, can you move it? Because we know there's something that's in the basement. Perhaps you can move the ground beneath us.
I'm not quite that strong, and I have to be within 5 feet of it.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me.
The ghost. This is a D&D question. For the ghost, can I cast a cantrip on them? Is that possible?
It all happened pretty quickly, because as soon as he got to a certain point, the ghosts appeared. You guys noticed Gustav and whatnot pretty quickly, so everything all happened too fast for you to cast on them. The ghosts are all gone now.
No, but if they were to reappear again, is it possible for me to do so?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Right. And was it the strings on this that broke?
That's the one that you noticed. I'll just to speed it up a little. The harpsichord also broke.
Okay.
Let's open it and see what's inside.
Yeah, so there's just the strings have been severed.
But we did hear a noise upstairs.
All right. I'm kind of fascinated with it, and me being a tinkerer. I want to see if there was to see how it was done. Like if there was like any sort of device used to cut the strings that was hidden in there once it started playing, or anything. Try to figure out how the strings were cut.
So you can't tell exactly how, but it's pretty. You can tell just the way that they're frayed. Whatever cut them did so with malice. The Song of Elizabeth obviously upset whatever it was.
The wrench. It's the wrench. I mean, not the wrench. The lady.
The wife, Elizabeth.
The wretchedness. Save you from your wretchedness. Or the other woman. I guarantee that woman got really pissed off, and she was the one who broke those things.
Seems likely.
How are your hands, by the way? Are they okay?
Yeah,
I'm fine.
Oh.
Yeah. So it very much like they were pretty much the chords on there were all broken with some level of anger and hatred.
It wasn't just the passion he was conveying with how.
Well, if I was reading the letters correctly, Elizabeth is the wife, right?
Yep.
Wait, Elizabeth's? Wait, hang on. Now I'm.
In case this is another mechanism like the previous room, I think we should go investigate before it closes. And with the harpsichord being broken, we won't be able to play again.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I agree with that. We should check quickly.
Yep. Oh, and I'll ascend the stairs.
And just to make sure, I don't know, Techno, if this got to you or not, but I did send you something.
Yeah,
in Discord.
was that for me specifically?
It was when you were looking in the chest, you found that note.
Oh, I thought Dark went in the chest.
Yes.
Yeah. He went and he grabbed the
Gotcha.
note. Didn't specifically loot it. I might be being a little bit nitpicky, but so
Yeah.
when you went in there and you looked at it, that's when you got the note.
Okay.
Oh, because I did message you on.
Yeah,
on
he
Roll20
said
there, saying I'll
he
go
was going to
back
grab
and
all the
rummage
stuff.
through the
Yeah.
chest.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah,
You're right.
that's why I
I
was like,
totally-
I didn't actually go in there.
I totally sent it to the wrong person. My goodness, I'm
To be
sorry.
fair,
Let me get
It's
that.
session 0. It's okay.
I'm Ryan as well, so I see the confusion.
See you.
Okay, I
There we go.
vote new DM. You're totally failing.
Oh, whoops.
I'm married to him, so I have to give him shit.
1 second. Let me go grab that bad boy.
Well, I think he wrote this song to apologize for his mistress, if anything.
I take it did not go down well.
I mean, look at the portrait. She's definitely looking at him with a lover's scorn.
Hell hath no fury.
Oh, by the way, one thing I forgot to mention, and you definitely would have found this. This is my mistake. Underneath the harpsichord, as you were taking a look, underneath the harpsichord is a small dog, and on the collar of the dog is a tag that says Lancelot, owned by Gertruda.
Yeah, just like a figurine of a dog or like an actual dog.
It's an actual whimpering dog. It looks very emaciated. It is not well fed. It's like shivering and shaking. It's absolutely terrified.
You have berries, don't you? Maybe if you give some of its berries to it.
I do. I have good berries. I'll cast them real fast.
So you give the dog. I mean, 'cause you only need to give one. You can give as much as you want, but once you give the dog the good berries, it can tell, like, it looks satisfied, has a satisfied look, and it kind of comes out to you, and it's wagging its tail, and it's so excited, and it just starts licking you.
There. It's okay, puppy.
And it just starts standing up, and like it's obvious it wants you to pick it up, and it starts kind of hopping, trying to hop into your arms.
Wait, there's no dog in that picture, is there? Or Gertruda?
There was no.
Then whose dog is this, and how did it get here?
Maybe one of the servants that live here, given how big the house is and how wealthy they appear to be.
I guess. Well, it's coming with us for now.
Before we head upstairs, I noticed this
So
door.
everybody wants to go upstairs, right?
I noticed this door,
Yes.
and
Sure, we'll
and
move forward, yeah.
just kind of look in this room real quick.
So in there, it's servant quarters. You just see a couple beds, couple chests. There's nothing of value or
Okay.
interest or in there.
Okay.
There's a little bit of blood on one of the mattresses on the sheets. I'll just say that you guys are your natural investigative technique and whatnot. You're able to tell the blood appears to be what you might expect from someone who gave birth. Like the position of it and whatnot.
Given how much blood we see, would it be enough that someone could have died from the amount of blood loss, or would it be, I guess, could say the typical amount that would be produced?
You can't tell. It is kind of dry and like a stain more so than anything, but I mean, there's a decent amount of blood there.
Well, if this is servant quarters, maybe the master of the house had an affair with one of the servants.
That could be the other woman.
And the stillborn child.
Yep.
I'm moving you guys up there.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. So let me.
Okay, I
There we
can
go.
move. Oops.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys ascend the stairs. You come up here to this balcony. You see this armor. That's this suit of armor that's sitting next to. Just trying to remember something.
Animated armor.
Yes, actually. I believe.
Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo.
Okay.
Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo.
We are going to roll initiative.
It's animated armor. Sweet.
So, Rose, you would not be able to stand on that particular square.
Okay. What do you want me to say?
Just not that particular square is where the armor is.
Okay.
Okay.
I like the attack music.
Gotta turn it down a bit though.
Okay, you guys can go ahead and roll initiative. I'll change the initiative on what you guys roll, or you can keep your number if you want, like whichever way you want to go.
Fine.
I think I'll be fine where it's sitting right now.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to re-roll?
No, it's okay.
Okay. Alrighty, so the bard, you go first.
Okay.
Oh wait, I have a quick question before we into combat. For spells, are those still 24-hour spells? Did we get them back, or how's that going to work?
Yeah, spells will function the exact same way that they do anywhere.
So we'll have to rest. Okay.
Not being comfortable, I'm going to risk moving a little bit out of the way.
Okay. And it will, of course,
Yep.
slam at you. So, 20 to hit.
So 4 damage. And then I will try to fire with my short bow.
Will hit. So it takes its damage. I just turned the turn timer off, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
The armor is bleeding.
Bonus action. Do I want to do that? No.
Go for it.
No, I'm good. Actually, bonus action, I am going to inspire Antonio, since he's right in front of it.
Okay.
Okay. Is that your turn?
That'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. Antonio. Or excuse me, sorry. It is the animated armor's attack.
Okay.
So the animated armor, it actually just starts moving forward and starts shoving Antonio. So Antonio, give me a athletics check. Actually, I think I first have to make I have to do the grapple first, and then it's shove, right?
Yeah, I think you got to see if you hit, and if you do, then it's a contested roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So for grapple, 5. Bring it on. Because he's just trying to grapple you, so it's his strength versus your strength. Okay. So you ward him off. It grabs at you, and you like shove his hands off, and then he's going to just kind of swing angrily with a second attack.
Ooh.
He's going to swing at Rose.
Okay.
So -4 to you, Rose.
Okay.
And then it is Antonio's turn.
Okay. So, what I am going to do, where is it? I am going to strike him with my mace.
You could use your inspiration die if you want. It's a D6 you could add to it.
I think for right now, I'm going to save it
Okay.
just in case. And then I'm going to use my 2 weapon fighting, and I am going to make an unarmed strike. And actually use Shocking Grasp as well. I gotta turn the music down a little bit.
Can you do that?
There we go. So that is... that will be... So I can add my Shocking Grasp cantrip to... Yes, make a melee attack spell against it if that'll work. And kind of as you do, you kind of see me almost like twist my arm a little bit, and you kind of see like 2 little prongs come out, and they almost look like a taser. And yeah, and I'm just gonna kind of just punch it like right in the side of like the abdomen area.
So when you swing at it with that, you move, and it moves just to the side and kind of grabs your hand and moves your hand away, and you just miss.
Ooh, I think I probably need that 17.
You need 18.
Ooh,
Oh, that's not good.
not good. Okay.
It's plate armor.
All right. That should be my turn then.
Okay. It was already your turn.
Yeah.
Oh, it got all screwed up. Sorry, let me fix this.
Here. Oh, you automatically added everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it for some reason it closed. It closed it, so I'm just going to go through remove duplicates real fast. Will be...
I'm actually not. Oh, there I am. I'm on the
Yeah.
bottom.
Okay.
It's just
I'm
got
just gonna
doubles.
go grab a drink real quick.
So it would be...
Wait, did we skip Owen's turn then?
It's Owen's turns now.
Oh, okay.
I rolled an 8.
We're gonna skip the animated armor's turn because it got wonky. So we'll skip the animated armor's turn on it.
Gotcha. I also see 2 animated armors in the list.
Good catch. I'll actually remove that one and then we'll skip the next one.
Alright.
All right.
I'm
Well,
gonna move him up. Sorry. Go ahead. Do your turn. I'm just fixing the turn order.
gotcha. Okay. So Owen would get up the stairs, and seeing that the bard is using a ranged weapon, would not want to get kind of in the way, and I guess make a swing with his flail.
Okay.
So let's see. A 22 to hit.
That will indeed.
Alright, that is 8 points of bonk damage.
Mash. Good. Very good
All right.
hit.
And that's it for Owen.
Okay. Rose.
I'm going to use. I guess I'll use Toll of the Dead on it.
Nice.
5e, does casting within 5 feet impose disadvantage?
It does, but that spell is a DC. You just need to do a Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, if it's a ranged spell attack, but it's a spell save DC. So
15, which I believe was too low, right? You win?
Okay, let's see if this works. Why is it not working?
Well-
Cast on VTT?
Um,
Did I screw something up? It's not.
Don't click on the name, click on the
Is
icon
the
to the
target
left of it.
missing any of its hits?
Yes.
Or no?
yes, it took damage
Yes?
Yeah, yes. That's,
because
Okay.
it'll roll the D12 for you
Is the
automatically.
target missing any hit points? Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, it went through
There
a
we
few
go.
times.
yeah. We'll take the first one.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. That was my fault. I just kept clicking it.
No,
No
no.
worries.
Okay, yeah, that first one, very effective. Hey, anything else you'd like to do?
I'll move. I don't want to get hit again.
Okay. How would you like to
And
move to?
hop
I
over
guess-
the balcony on the stairs.
Jump off.
I want to go behind. I guess. Can I go behind, or is that too far? Might be too far. I guess on the stairs, or can I move behind the bard?
It'd be 10 feet to go move through this square, 15, and then 25. Yeah, seems like you could.
Okay, so I'm gonna hide behind the bard then.
Yep, that's fine. Yep. And he already used his reaction, so.
He got his
yeah.
reaction back on his turn.
Oh, I can't. Oh, there's no.
Well, that's right.
Oh,
he
the
did.
hallway. Okay, so I have to go to the stairs then.
You're still going to be at provoking an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, that'll be his attack of opportunity on you regardless of which direction you move.
Yeah.
So does a 16 hit?
I know, but I can't see him now. I can't hit him from my position.
You could just pop out and cast a spell, then pop back
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Let's do that then.
in. Okay. So when you walk by him, he just like backhands you with his fists that have like these little spikes on it. 16 to hit. Does that hit you?
What did I do?
Did he actually have a turn again? I thought he already had his reaction this
It-
round because I haven't even
Well,
gone yet.
I'll let you go, Dark.
First round. Yeah, this first round's going a little bit. It just happens to be that he was the second. The animated armor was the second go, but the bard was the first, and the bard is the one who triggered the attack of opportunity. So on his turn, he got his reaction back. So a full turn didn't actually go through.
Oh, so what am I looking at to see if he hits me or not?
AC.
it'll be your AC.
It's the shield on your screen.
So he's 18?
No, what's yours?
Or
16.
Oh, I'm
16.
14.
Okay, so he hit you, and you take 7 damage.
Oh, I'm dead. Almost dead.
Not quite. Yeah. Yeah, and then you're gonna want to tuck behind that corner over here.
Okay.
All right, Kiki. You would have seen that, by the way. You would have seen Rose just get hammered, and she did not look good as she kind of tucked around the back there.
Oh, I'm gonna walk up to her, like kitty corner to her, and I will cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Or actually, I'll do Healing Word because I can do it from 60 feet away. So it's 1d4 plus 5 hit points. You get 6 hit points.
Anything else that you want to do?
That's all I can do.
All right.
Oh,
all right.
I didn't have to actually move to cast Healing Word on her. The range is 60 feet, so I could actually stay on the stairs.
Yeah, I put you on the stairs. You just stayed in your spot.
No, healing word is a bonus action, so if you have an action you can still do it.
Yeah. She has cantrips left. It says I only have 2 spell slot levels. That's
At level
weird.
1, that's all you got.
Yeah.
So that slot is taken up. I can cast Primal Savagery on myself. I basically sprout claws and sharp teeth.
I believe I think that's a melee attack, right?
Yeah, but it's a cantrip. But yeah, it's a melee attack.
Yep. The question would be, do you want to move up and hit it with a melee attack, or do you want to stay back?
I'll move up. Why not? There's a chance I could kill it, so I can try.
All right, roll some Primal Savagery.
23 to hit. I rolled a 16 plus 7. And it takes 1 damage.
Ow.
That sucks.
How do you want to do it? No.
Okay. Yeah, your claws just and you get this acid effect as you're kind of burning away some of the armor. All right, go the bard. What is the bard doing?
The bard's gonna do what he does, and he's gonna fire an arrow again.
Yeah, he is. Oh, oh,
That's how it's done.
oh, yeah, yeah. And this, yeah. Okay, that ends it. So go ahead and describe. What does it look like that you just destroyed that animated armor?
I aim for the head, hoping to pierce whatever is maybe controlling this thing. And you just watch as the arrow pierces through, and it looks like he's wearing one of those fake arrow helmets. And I don't know if it did anything other than that.
Love it. Okay, everybody take inspiration if you didn't already have it.
Sweet. I can't inspire myself. I will take that.
How many good berries did I summon when I summoned those? It doesn't have an amount on here.
It's 10. It's always 10.
Okay, so I will hand out some good berries to everybody. Just because I'm out of spells. Because when I had to use one spell to summon them, and then my other spell to do healing word just barely. So I'm tapped out on those.
Okay, I will take there's 5 of us.
Yeah.
Okay. If there's 10 of them, I'll take 1.
Well, there's only 9 now because we gave one to a dog.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'll take 1. So that'll be, I guess, 2 for everyone else.
I'd rather see those that need it have mine. I have no need.
I mean, I'll take the 1 and eat.
Okay.
Huh?
And it gives 1 health back, doesn't it?
I'll take 2 and eat it.
Yeah, it's 1 health at level 1.
Okay.
Hey, which direction would you guys like to go? You have multiple options that you can see.
Well, before we head anywhere, I want to retrieve my 2 arrows.
I will grab them out of the armor for the bard and hand them to him.
Okay. Yeah, and they're perfectly fine.
Sweet.
I say we go north, I guess, since most of us are that way.
So
Sounds like a good idea.
One thing to note, you guys are able, now that the combat is over, you guys kind of realize, I mean, you would have saw it before, but obviously you'd be dealing with the animated armor, but you guys saw that right here is the source of that, or the probable source of that grinding stone sound earlier, because there is a entrance that clearly doesn't have a door. And you can tell, just looking at it, like you can tell there's like a recessed stone slab.
Interesting.
Well, doesn't look like it's going to shut.
come back to this after or go through there now?
Is there anything we could maybe stick into the door to prevent it from closing on us?
We have the armor.
Yes.
I'm gonna go drag part of the armor and just prop it in the door.
Very good. Yep, it's propped. You wedge it in there nice and good. You get the skills. You know how.
You like lay the foot down on the bottom and then it's standing up, leaning on the other side.
So, do you guys wish to want to go south, north?
Let's go through the door we just opened, or the door that just opened.
So this door, it actually would have been open from the beginning. I just didn't want to create distraction while we were fighting the animated armor. You peek as you guys peek in here. You can see that it clearly ascends to an attic, and this floor is what's interesting about the third floor is unlike the other two that were like pristine and absolutely well taken care of. The stairway to the attic, it starts to get more dusty and very unkempt.
Well, if the door opens where you just put the armor leads up, then I would maybe suggest we clear out this floor here, make sure that there's nothing that can sneak up from behind us.
We don't need another armor attack.
What was that? You kind of came through twice.
We don't need another armor attacking.
Well, do you guys want to go north or south?
Most of you guys are towards like here. We can go there and maybe see if we can at least find somewhere to take a short rest, recuperate.
So you guys open the north, the doors to the north, and when you walk in there, you see this big master bedroom. However, hanging at the foot of the bed, right here, is a man in a dress suit, and he's wearing a top hat. And as you approach him more closely and take a look at his features, you realize very quickly this is not a man, but a ghast that is hanging from the ceiling.
Moving backwards.
It does not seem to be moving. It's just kind of hanging there. And in its fist, it has this note clenched in its fist.
What do you mean by gas?
It's
That's the
a
type-
creature.
Yeah. it's a
Oh,
type of- basically a type of zombie.
oh,
That is the best dressed ghast I have ever seen.
well, when we were checking out the closet down below, a top hat. Well, there's a top hat, empty top hat box, and a coat hanger that had nothing on it.
Quite true.
All right.
I call out to it to see if it does anything.
You are met with silence.
Okay.
I'm gonna poke it with my mace.
It begins to swing ever so slightly.
I'm gonna poke it some more, just to make sure.
It swings more.
Owen will grab for the letter.
Okay.
So you grab the letter, you open it up, and you read it. And it says, "My beloved children, I wish I could do what all fathers do and tell you that monsters aren't real, but it wouldn't be true. Life can create things of exquisite beauty, but it can also twist them into hideous beings, selfish, violent, grotesque, and monstrous. It hurts me to say that your mother has turned into one such monster, inside and out. And I'm afraid the disease that afflicted her mind has taken hold of me as well. It sickens me to think about what we've put you through. There's no excuse. I only ask you, though I know I have not the right to do so, to try and forgive us. I despise what your mother has become, but I love and pity her all the same. Rose, I wish I could see you blossom into a strong, beautiful woman. Thorn and Walter, I wish I could be there for you, but I can't. This is the only way. Goodbye."
This is the
Wait,
way.
so Walter's the
I thought they said he was stillborn, though.
well, he did
Maybe
a pass
not.
the letter.
There's an echo.
I think two people just happen to be pushing the talk button at the same time.
Yeah, I was saying that he did address the letter to him as in present tense and not past tense.
Quite true.
Maybe there's another child.
Unless he brought the child back to life.
True.
Plot thickens.
I'm gonna start looking around the
And
room.
he,
Can we, if Antonio, if you want to rest, perhaps we should remove this body from the room and stick it outside the room if we're going to be resting in here.
I'm gonna, kind of look over at Rose and kind of with a little bit of a smile on my face and ask her if she has any more incense.
Yes. I how many do we have in the past?
My God.
Before we take any more bodies,
We have 2. Yes. I still have 1 more, and I have some candles. So let's take the body outside, and we'll
I
we'll
will
stick
remove,
it. We'll use an incense.
I will remove this ghastly pinata.
Okay.
Okay, so as you guys are removing the gas, you're taking it down and disposing of it. The bard, you find in a jewelry box an unsent letter. And in that letter it reads, "My dear Mrs. Petrovna, your advice on dealing with the unwanted fiend in my home is quite good advice indeed. Tonight's ceremony will proceed as planned when the moon is at its highest peak, without, of course, the attendance of Mr. Durst. I must agree with you that, with the assistance of such a remarkably innocent subject, the results of our proceedings may be far improved. Innocent, which is in quotes, of course, is not quite the term I would use. If nothing else, I am relieved that I shall soon no longer have to suffer the harlot's insufferable presence each time we must pass through her quarters to our meeting space. We shall be well rid of her indeed. My thanks, Mrs. Elizabeth Durst."
Uh-oh.
So it seems like Mrs. Durst either sacrificed the child or the mother of the child.
Well, they're chit-chatting. I guess I'm gonna rest.
And during the rest, I'm actually going to ritually cast Detect Magic.
So you cast Detect Magic, and let me be clear, are you just casting it just for this room? Or
Yeah,
just
it's
an
got
area?
30-foot radius that lasts 10 minutes, so I'll walk around the room, just making sure nothing sticks out.
You will. I actually don't know how thick the floorboards are, but we'll just say you can scan through it. So you actually pretty much directly above you, you detect an enchantment.
Well,
It's obviously in the attic.
Okay. We need to be careful when we're upstairs. There's something magical up there.
Duly noted. You all rest. I have no need for a rest. I'll stand watch.
I need a rest. I need to replenish my spells.
Go ahead and take a short rest. Feel free.
While this is doing, I'm gonna kind of close the doors and kind of get a little shut eye myself, and I'm gonna sleep with. Do the doors open inwards or outwards, like inwards towards the bedroom, or
Inwards towards the bedroom.
okay? I am gonna put my back towards the center of the door,
Okay.
and kind of try and get some level of sleep, and so that if anyone does try to get in, that
Yeah.
they'll pretty much have to go through, literally have to go through me to get in.
Are you guys looking to take a long rest or a short rest? Like, is this a power nap that you're looking for, or are you guys going to bed?
I'd say probably the bed. I got a lot of health to recover.
That's fine.
And she can't recover her spells either without a long rest.
Yeah. Plus, we walked for quite a long time before we got here, too. I imagine we're starting to get tired.
If you had to probably guess, what time of the day would it be approximately?
You can't tell.
You know what? We haven't even looked outside the windows.
And as you guys do take a look out here, there's a balcony, and you glance over the side. It is no longer the area, the hamlet that you guys came upon. What you see is a sheer cliff that is at least 1,000 feet down, and there's fog all around, surrounding the entire circumference of the house.
I must really be tired.
Well, so
Yeah,
much for that way
let's,
out.
So yeah, let's take a long rest
No.
Okay. All right.
with
So,
our weapons.
Yeah, so you guys are able to take a long rest. Excuse me. So go ahead and push the button. You are assailed by nightmares. They're pretty mild, but
How do you take a long rest?
there's a
what
long
button?
rest button in D&D Beyond.
At the top of the
yes,
screen.
so you click that and it will reset everything.
Oh.
And you just have to hit
Okay.
confirm before the countdown goes away.
Yeah.
My spells have been replenished.
Take a long rest.
Yep.
And then it says confirm. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
confirm. Yeah.
Okay.
Assailed by nightmares.
Is there anything specific about our nightmares that we should be aware of, or are they just like in general, like unpleasant sleep?
It was just a general unpleasant sleep. Like you don't even really remember the dreams. It's like that scenario where you wake up and you know you had a nightmare, but you don't really remember the details of it.
Okay.
Like a mind flush.
Yeah. So you guys wake up and everything's fine.
If it's all
Okay.
the same to you, I'd like to press on. I don't wish to be here any longer.
Well, let's take one last inspection of this room before we head up to upstairs.
Yeah.
So you guys do, and there's nothing else of real interest.
There's nothing I could. Is there any gold or jewels in the room?
There's a jewelry box. So the jewelry box itself is made of gold.
That's too encumbersome to carry around. Is anything good inside of the jewelry box?
The only thing that was in there was
Note.
the note.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I leave it.
Okay. 1 second, I might be forgetting one detail. Just give me a quick second to double check myself. That's just a closet for there. Yeah, no, we're good.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are going down to this southern area over here?
Yeah.
I'd kind of like to check the room. It looks like a room just down where I am.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So you go in here and it's a bathroom.
Okay. I'm going to ask if anyone needs to use the bathroom before
I
we
do.
continue.
I'll be back.
And then in this area right here, there's nothing that's jumping out of interest. It's just some dusty shelves.
Okay.
They have blankets and old bars of soap on them. this room over here. And by the way, the arm is still sitting there, propped in that
Sounds
doorway.
good.
So as you guys go into this room, dust and cobwebs shroud an elegantly appointed bedroom and an adjoining nursery. Double doors set with panes of stained glass pull open to reveal a balcony overlooking the house's front. The bedroom contains a large bed, 2 end tables, and an empty wardrobe. Mounted on the wall next to the wardrobe is a full-length mirror with an ornate wooden frame carved to look like ivy and berries. A small table beside the bed holds a cobwebbed copy of a raunchy romance novel on its surface, hidden clumsily beneath a mildew-covered towel. The novel is titled Blue-Blooded Lips and tells the story of a wealthy duke who enjoys an affair with his female cupbearer.
I am not touching that towel.
Eyeballs everywhere. They really like hiding scary shit in their portraits.
One thing, lots of things to click around. This particular area is quite busy. One other thing that you, as you guys are kind of in here looking around, and you're moving towards the bedroom, or excuse me, the nursery. As you're kind of advancing towards the nursery. Nope, before you go in, a specter appears behind you, and you hear, "The baby's sleeping."
We were sent to just check and make sure everything was all right.
And she just, the specter just continues to kind of, it's looking around a little bit listlessly and whatnot, not really paying attention to you guys.
Sure.
But you notice that every time that you move towards the nursery, the specter turns towards you.
Maybe we don't enter at the moment.
The baby, is it Walter?
So when you say the name Walter, the specter just kind of slowly walks past and just starts floating through all of you.
Yeah.
And it actually leans over and picks up a huddled mass in cloth, and it's just looking down, and it's you recognize the face, by the way. The face looks like the handmaid in the picture downstairs of the specter. The specter's face looks like her, and she's holding this baby, and she's just, "Shh, sleep now, my beautiful boy," and she just kind of floats past you guys and moves. She floats through the wall. There's a mirror right behind Kiki, and she floats through the mirror into what's obviously the hidden area. And Rose, you see the specter float in there and just start to go up the stairs.
Wait, with the baby, she floated through a wall?
Yep.
Guys, something's definitely wrong here.
Well, I guess there's only one way to go.
Yeah, Owen immediately starts moving towards the secret entrance.
Okay.
Kind of trying to keep up with it.
So she floated through the mirror behind me?
Yes.
Did I see anything weird about this mirror?
No. Nope. It was just a mirror. Oh, sorry, you're locked in there. Haha, you're trapped. You've reached the end. Oh, it worked.
Oh, perfect timing for the sound effects, too. Oh, look, you're trapped.
This thing's working out, man.
Ew.
Getting some work done. All right. Yeah, so you guys come in here. You just see again. It's even more dusty than it was than the downstairs. This has obviously been neglected for a long time. It's just choked with dust and cobwebs.
Was I supposed to be locked out because I'm still on the 3rd floor?
There's just not enough room for you and everyone. I'll just put you on the next floor. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I can move myself up one.
Yeah, you guys are welcome to move around.
Okay.
Yeah, so as you come in here, there's really there's 4 obvious exits. This one is a little bit walled up. Actually, it's got like a padlock on the thing. It is like whatever's in here, they don't want people coming out. Oh shoot, that was the detail I forgot. Which one of you took the note out of the father's
I
hand?
did.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Okay,
out of the
so then
hand.
you-
Oh, the hand. Sorry, no, that was Owen. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I have
So then,
that.
Owen, you have a key in your hand. I apologize. So then there's this door. This one has a big old padlock on it, and then there's just another door over here. There's nothing interesting in this room.
In what room?
The room you're in. It is dust. And cobwebs and
I will
leaves.
come down and open this one then, I guess.
Yeah. Owen will kind of like slowly like kind of turn to everybody like holding the key up. Like, I didn't have this earlier.
Well,
What?
we do see a
What's
lock.
in here?
Me not
sorry.
paying too much attention, I'm gonna follow Kiki.
I'm starting to believe that this place is haunted.
We just saw a ghost.
Spectre didn't tell you.
So in this room, it's just another dust-choked room. You have a slender bed, nightstand, a stove, a writing desk. It's just a room. You kind of give it a quick over, and there's no valuables. There is a smiling doll in the corner with a yellow lacy dress.
So this could be like a children's room?
Maybe like the nurse would, or what do they call them?
There's nursemaid.
Is it a nursemaid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the what are they called?
Bring them in here, rock them in the chair while the baby sleeps.
Wet nurse.
Nanny, wet nurse.
That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
Is it striking anybody else as odd that there were children? We haven't found a children's room, and this upper floor is completely out of order.
Well, maybe they kept him in the attic.
Maybe they kept them locked up.
Dirty attic.
Yeah. So you guys check this room out, and there's nothing.
I just go to the end of the hall where I could open doors.
Yep. So you open them up. It's pretty much the same thing over here. Another dusty room. Nothing really of interest in here. This room's a little bit more. It's also very dusty, but this one has a bunch of stuff that's been covered up. And when you enter in this room, you see there's this little. Oh, my mind is blanking. That thing over on the wall,
Yeah.
whatever.
This thing?
It looks by the stove looking thing. It's not perfectly on. Like all the other ones are on perfectly and they have dust on them. That one doesn't have any dust on it. And it looks like it's more fresh.
Is it a furnace?
The one next to the furnace,
Gotcha. Okay.
sorry. I wish my mind wasn't blanking on words right now.
A chest, a trunk.
Yeah, a trunk. That's the one. Trunk.
Okay. I'm gonna take the cloth off and see what's underneath.
Okay, so you take the cloth off, and yeah, it's a trunk, and you can see a little bit of blood on the trunk, and obviously the blood is like leading into the trunk.
Is it locked or is it open?
So as you go to check, it opens up. It's not locked, and you see the skeletal remains of a woman, and she's been wrapped in a tattered bed sheet that's stained with dry blood. And you give it a quick once over, and you see stab wounds, and also realize that this woman has given birth.
I am going to close it and look at the rest of the party. And I'm going to say to him, it's like, well, I found either one or two things. This house is hide and seek champion, or possibly someone that has given birth, which would explain possibly some of the blood. And if that is the case, there may be something more nefarious going on here.
Maybe they killed the woman in a ritual sacrifice, and that's why the child was born stillborn. But the father acts as if the child is still alive.
Well, ritual might explain the stab wounds in her.
The sound effects are just killing it today. They're so perfect.
Is that a door at the end of the hall?
This?
Like down here?
Oh, no.
Okay.
That's just a window. Yeah.
Huh.
And if you look out of it, you will see the same
Cliff.
and-
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it seems as if we only have one other place we can look up here.
And kind of seeing a padlock, I'm going to ask if anyone has the key.
So,
Nope.
Owen will kind of nod and attempt to use the key that he suddenly has.
and for sure, it opens it up right away.
He'll kind of like slowly like kind of look back at everybody else, then take a deep breath and just kind of walk in.
Let's see. Yeah, when you walk in there, you see the corpses of two children. A smaller, probable male, a bigger, probable female, and the girl is holding the younger male. As you guys give it a quick look, you believe that they died of hunger or thirst.
Do we recognize these children?
Not from their mangled bodies. It's pretty reasonable to assume it's the same children you saw outside.
Ah,
So your characters could assume that pretty safely.
This must be Rose and Thorn.
What was outside then?
Perhaps they're ghosts?
They seemed real enough.
Is this
So- As you guys are talking about them and you're kind of investigating, you guys can keep moving in. But as you guys are talking and investigating, Rose appears, and she's clearly translucent, and she's a obviously ghostly visage, and she says, "And what are you doing in our room?"
Honestly, we were looking for a way to the basement, and then the only way to go was up because we couldn't find a door.
The basement? Why on earth would you want to go down there? There's a monster down there.
We said,
well, that's why we're here.
Yes.
You came in here to find that beast?
Way
You asked us
down.
to.
yes, you asked us to do so.
I did no such thing. My brother and I have been trapped in here this entire time. And Thorn is over there in the corner. He's just huddled, holding like a little ghostly version of his doll, just kind of whimpering.
Well, is there anything we can do to help you since we are here?
Antonio, remember back outside the house, you did something. You made the boy smile. Maybe you can do that
Yes.
again.
I mean, I could try. Would I maybe be able to?
I'll go in.
I know, even though that's probably a ghostly apparition, would I be able to try to animate the boy's teddy bear again, or make it?
Yeah, so as you're thinking about it and you're kind of paying attention to that detail, you notice that on the corpse is holding a physical form of that teddy bear.
Okay. And does that physical one have the same alterations that I did earlier, or is this something a completely different one?
Does not have the same alterations.
Okay.
When you say corpse, do you mean like skeletal remains, or how long does it look like they've been dead for?
It's they look skeletal remains, but there's still kind of some fleshy substance that's like dried out and whatnot.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
clearly it's been a long time.
Okay. All right. I would like to make the same alterations I did with the one I did outside, and make it do the same motions, almost open up its arms like to make a hug,
Mhm.
and kind of gesture towards the boy to take it.
Okay. So when you make the alterations and do that, just like before, he smiles and he welcomes that, and says, "You really are here to help us, aren't you?"
He does say that is what we came here for, and to help scare away the monsters and investigate. We were simply searching. We couldn't find a way down to the basement, so the only logical place we could go is up, which brings us here.
Where are your parents?
And when you ask about the parents, she kind of shies away, looks down, and both of them do. Both of them just kind of like they don't want to talk about it.
Well,
And then Thorn says to you, he's like, "That was a neat trick with my doll, Rose. Can we?" And he kind of gives her a knowing look, and Rose looks at him, and she looks at you guys, and she says, "Do you promise not to tell my parents?"
Of course.
Yeah.
He goes, "Of course we won't tell them. If you can show us where we need to go, we can keep it a secret."
So she points directly. It looks like she's pointing at Antonio, but you can tell she's not. And as you guys look over there, Antonio is standing in front of, or excuse me, not Antonio, Owen. And you can see that Owen is standing right in front of a dollhouse that looks eerily similar to the house you're in.
I take a closer look at the dollhouse.
I
Okay.
swear, if we peer into the attic here and we see miniatures of ourselves, I'm going to flip.
We're very proud.
Well, didn't you read about your death already? So,
That wasn't me.
That was me.
oh,
You're assuming I can read.
So you guys open up the dollhouse and you take a look in. Yeah, it is remarkable, the exactness of the detail on every room, every floor. And sure enough, here in this room, you see all the figures of your own persons arrayed in the exact position that you guys are in. And you notice that there is a secret door over here in the dollhouse. Like it's really easy. It's really easy to spot there, but you can tell that there's a secret door over here.
Do I see in this dollhouse, can we see their parents anywhere, or a baby, or the nursemaid?
You do not.
Or is it just us?
You see in the basement, in a strange place, it just says Walter. Like it's just like it's kind of an abstract figure, and you look really closely, and like at the footing of it, it has Walter written on it.
Okay. Yeah.
Where is your baby brother?
They both immediately look down. We can't talk about it.
But you had a baby brother, right?
And they just kind of look at each other. Rose, as Thorn becomes more scared and intimidated, Rose moves over to him and kind of wraps her arms around him and comforts him.
Antonio, how about you try and talk to the little boy, maybe using the teddy bear to try and get him to talk? Because he's really scared, but he seems more willing to talk than his sister.
I'm gonna go move a little closer to Thorn, and kind of still holding the bear.
Holy freak. Maybe jump.
Ask him.
We're not murder hobos. That's what. No,
kind
I'm
of
kidding.
in a little bit of a playful voice. And he's like, "Oh, would you like to tell me about your brother? Where is he?" And kind of make it sound like I'm trying to make the bear talk.
And he looks up at you and he says, "I can show you."
He's like, "That would be greatly appreciated."
So he extends his hand out towards you as you say, "It'd be greatly appreciated."
Okay. And I will extend my hand out to him to take his hand.
All right. So when you do that, second, let me grab the thing.
He's grabbing the thing.
You guys, all of you see Thorn just kind of flow into Antonio.
Nope. I'm out.
I can't spell.
Antonio, you are now possessed by Thorn, and I'll give you some details in just a second. But Rose looks to you and she says, "Thorn, you should ask before you do that." And you Antonio feel a sense of like you're scared of everything. Your character now has madness, which it's temporary, but you have madness of you are scared to death of pretty much everything.
Okay. Yeah. Oh boy.
And Rose reaches out to one of you guys and she says, "My brother won't go anywhere without me. I can show you."
I'll reach out my hand.
Okay. So the same thing, she just kind of flows into you. And you have temporary madness, which is you like to be in charge and you become upset when you're not. So those are your two behaviors. And you guys now know, both Antonio, you guys have kind of some of their knowledge. You know that you know how to get downstairs. You know that the parents were dealing in necromantic magic and whatnot, and basically you gain insight into their death, and you realize that Rose and Thorn were just abandoned up here. Their parents literally just forgot them, and they just died to death alone. So,
That's pretty sad. That's gross.
Yep.
Well,
so
we should head to the basement.
Should we do something? I can't do mold earth here, but should we bury them?
Do we see anything else about in the dollhouse regarding the basement?
No, you do not.
Okay.
What about the wolves, the stuffed wolves that we burnt? Are they still burned?
I don't know. You'd have to go down there and look.
There's nothing represented in the dollhouse?
Yeah.
In the dollhouse, you see that room perfectly arrayed in the exact way you saw it when you first entered it.
Okay.
Oh well, let's go.
So if this dollhouse represents everything in the house, so I kind of burned a couple of those wolves. Those wolves are back now in the dollhouse. There's a possibility that those wolves are back in that room.
Honestly, wouldn't be the weirdest thing we've seen here.
As we go downstairs, we should secure that door and make sure that even if the wolves come to life, that door don't open.
It's three wolves. We can handle it.
We're hitting the basement from here.
And anyways, this dollhouse, I believe we see a kind of a hidden room here. Perhaps we should seek that out.
Yes.
Oh, then how about we close this door to this room before we head downstairs?
Very well.
Okay, so at this point, you guys level to 2.
Hell yeah.
And you guys, yeah.
We're
so
in
you
the
guys are
attic.
level 2 before we go down.
And
But-
we
but
just
we're
hit level 2.
We're 15 minutes over.
Yeah.
The bottom section is actually, it's not fast. I mean, it's different, but it's not going to be fast. So do we want to call it here?
Yeah, I do gotta work in the morning, so
Yeah, I have to get kids off to school.
Okay, so we will call it here. Everybody level to 2.
Sweet.
And
Okay.
next session, we will pick up in the basement.
Okay.
Sounds good.
okay. When is it? We're picking back up again on the 3rd, right? If I remember correctly.
Oh, yes, great
Uh,
call out. Yeah, so for holiday break, unless everybody unanimously wants to play next week, I was thinking that we would just wait until January. But what do you guys want to do?
It doesn't
I'll be
matter
here
to
next
me.
week.
I'm
I can be here
I
next
can.
week.
Yeah, I'm good. So if everyone can, cool.
Yeah.
I'm cool. If not, then I can wait.
I think it'd be easier to say who cannot make it.
I should be good. I know like our Saturday campaign, because it is landing on the day on Boxing Day, I believe. I'm not going to be running that week,
Okay.
but I should be good next week. I'm pretty much free every Sunday, so
All right.
Okay.
Well then,
Fine.
let's plan on this coming Sunday.
Sounds good.
so the 20th.
I believe that's
You-
right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Hi,
Are
guy.
we taking average HP or
Yes.
okay?
Yeah. Yeah. I just do average. It's just easier to balance.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, guys. That was a good
Nice
session. Thanks for playing.
session.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Have a good
Yeah,
one.
see you guys next week.